What do you think about passport? We have a problem with it, and on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You go over here to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right, family, and we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It is your man BMT in the building, and we got a hell of a show for you guys today. I know for the most of you guys are in, some of you guys on the East Coast, West Coast, so I know it's like Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's Sunday morning here. I know we did what you did spring forward, so I believe it's about 8 p.m. something on Saturday night, man. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're not outside them streets, them American streets, tricking off, all right, spending all that bread. Hope you are stacking your cheese and investing your money so you can get overseas full time, because it is a beautiful world overseas. America is cool, don't get me wrong, but, you know, overseas, prices, cost of living, amongst other things, you know, a lot of Americans are leaving. They just recently did a poll. I believe it was something like maybe 20% of Americans are trying to leave America right now. So hopefully you guys are, enjoying everything and all that good stuff right there. So let's see who's all in the building, man. We live. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. If you travel, I'm not even gonna say travel beefs. I didn't put nobody in the thumbnail, nothing like that. I'm not trying to do a drama show, shout out to my man Razor Rays. But we're just gonna talk. We're just gonna have a discussion this beautiful morning and evening to some of y'all. Let's see who's all in the building. My man T Mac always representing. What up, T Mac? I got my man Ronan in the building. All right. Somebody says who's fighting now? Ain't nobody's fighting now, man. What up, Vizio in the building? What up, Barber World? Okay. No, that's Vizio. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna pull up my man Barber World's video in a moment. We're gonna chop it up about his video. Hold on, let me see if I can add that to the stage real quick. Hold on. They have moved everything around. Okay, so I'm gonna let a few more people come in the room, and I'm gonna make my somewhat of a reaction video to what Barber World is saying. But let me give it some preference. I don't have any beefs with Barber World or anything like that. For some reason, he's been mentioning the Passport Bros and negative connotation for the last for a minute. But this is like his second video he's done about the Passport Bros in recent, I think about last month or so. And I definitely understand, you want to keep something in the algorithm relevant in YouTube. Everybody pretty much does it. Everybody pretty much, if they want clicks and views, they'll put Passport Bros in the title. You can even see in the video before he starts, he says, well, I don't know what I'm going to really name this video, but Passport Bros are this, Passport Bros are caps. So we're going to discuss it. I'm going to play the entire video, but we'll definitely discuss it. And Barber wants to come up here. Like I said, I have a pretty, me and Barber are cool. He's a associate. We've collabed on many things. I took him out there in Medellin to look at some t-shirts and everything like that. So me and Barber are cool. So it's not like a personal attack on Barber World or anything, but I do gotta, point out some of his talking points in the video. I definitely got to do that. All right, because when you mention Passport Bros, your man BMT gonna always pop up like the boogeyman. You say Passport Bros 3 times, and I got to set the record straight. What's up, my man Jay Clyde in the building? All right. What's good, my man Big Bass in the building? Says salute BMT. Questionable at best. His energy is off. All right. What's good, Bert Ross? I want to talk about another incident as well. I'm not going to play the video or anything like that because I don't want to give this particular YouTuber any clout because he's, struggle YouTubing right now. But I'm going to talk about somewhat of the incident I had. What was it, like Friday night or something like that? So I'm going to speak on that as well once a few more people come in the room. It's just so funny. This YouTube stuff is so hilarious. I have no idea why dudes want to play tough guy games 10,000 miles away from the States, man. It is hilarious. But I'm going to speak a little bit on that as well after we get done reviewing my man Barber World and National Zoe's video about the Passport Bros are cap. Okay? I got my first super chat of the day. Shout out my man T Mac, always representing out there in Colombia. Shout out to you, T Mac, $10 super chat, man. I pretty appreciate that. He said, life is too short for brothers to be beefing, especially in a social, political environment. Travel and leave the stress and drama behind. You know what? For the most part, man, I think guys are pretty much mind their business, doing their thing, enjoying life, man. Living in Thailand is beautiful. Living in Colombia is beautiful. Men are going to have disagreements. Men are going to have a difference of opinions. It's not always rap beef. You know what I'm saying? It's not always take it to the streets. It doesn't always get physical. I've had a difference of opinion with certain YouTubers, and we've had drag out arguments online. All right. Even some certain throwing back insults back and forth. But then when we see each other, it's all good. Now, in some cases, it's not. As you know, a couple of months ago, as you guys can see, it's not all good, and it does get physical. But for the most part, it does not get physical. All right. But I do appreciate the super chat, T Mac, the first super chat of today. All right. So let's go ahead and hop right on the video. All right. We got 67 in the room. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. So let's see what my man Zoe is talking about today. Now, the video title is The Passport Bros Saga Continues. All right. Well, let's see what he got to say about the Passport Bros.
Passport Bro movement is a cap ass movement.
Now, right then and there, the Passport Bros movement is a cap ass movement. Okay. Now, remember, I always say Passport Bros is more of an ideology than a so-called movement, right? That's what I refer to. It's more so of a mindset. It's more so what you are willing to not deal with back in the matrix. All right. You know, when I established that term and coined that phrase early in like the 2020, it was more about, going overseas, leveraging your American dollar to live a better lifestyle, and in some cases looking for a traditional wife. Now, some guys might be just trying to have fun, enjoy themselves while they're overseas. You have immense number of options overseas. Your dating pool expands, especially if you're going country to country and country like that. But there's different tiers of so-called passport bros, and there's really nothing that we can do about it. I mean, guys use the phrase in their titles. I might not consider them to be a passport bro, but they might consider themselves to be a passport bros. But all in all, it's so many different like sectors of the passport bros. It's almost like hip hop. You got your gangster rap, you got your conscious rap. You got different tiers of hip hop. You got different guys of passport bros. For me personally, like me and Andre and other cats, we always like to do the entrepreneurial arm of Passport Bros, try to tell guys about all the opportunities that you have overseas. I was having a conversation last night. Shout out to my man MOB, Marcus A. Brown. He inspired me to get overseas and start traveling. And we were saying, it's funny, man, because this is such a controversial thing and movement. But the reality of it is a lot of brothers don't even understand like their options expand when they leverage their blue book and go overseas, right? Your money goes longer, all right? It's more lax. It's not like racialized. Everything isn't so racialized. They tend to, in these other, Western media demonizes almost everything heterosexual, everything black for the most part. But in these other countries, they will always point out somebody's ethnic group more so than their their color or something like that, right? So if somebody commits a crime but does something janky, they'll say Nigerian guy does this, British guy does this, Russian guy does this, and you can see it's jankiness and dustiness in all groups of people for the most part. So when you're traveling, especially as a brother, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's just more lax, right? It's just not so intense. And I think a lot of brothers like that when they get overseas. They don't have to deal with certain elements of, the states. Because, the United States is a beautiful country. It's a great country. We all, love the United States. But right now, in all honesty, that new president, bro, he's making Americans, man. I mean, everywhere I go now, Europeans are mentioning Trump, for the most part. Like, oh, you American. Oh, okay, that's good. But man, what's going on with your president? Like, why is he like doing this? He's affecting the whole world. And I'm like, okay, I get it, man, but shit ain't got nothing to do with the average American citizen for the most part. All right. So let me get back in the video, man. I can talk for days. Let me get back into the video.
They might as well be what you call it, a fraternity, because they be capping like a mug. Or I'm going to name it the realest ninja in the game as far as traveling.
Okay, so when people make these call outs, I always say, why don't you name the particular passport bros that are capping and lying to their audience, right? Like name the actual the content creators. Like you just saying that the whole, hundreds of content creators or guys who are so-called passport bros are all capped. Like who are you talking about specifically?
Ninjas be capping big time. And I'm gonna take the long route around to get to the point in the story. And if you're impatient, then skip the video, nigga. Whatever, I don't care. So I was talking to my cousin, and he said that he spent like $10,000
All right, so I'm gonna skip a little through it. He just did a little story time about his cousin and dogs. Zoe should title this video "Grumpy Old Men Overseas." Because I'm like, bro, how can you be overseas in these beautiful countries with all these beautiful women, and you're still like complaining about something? Like, what is there to complain about? What other men are doing overseas? So what if men are falling in love with these women? So what if they have a past or a sketchy background or something like that? That's an individual thing. You can do whatever the hell you wanted to. You are your own entity. You are your own man. All right, let's go.
So, and which is, I'm not trying to flex. Me not being an emotional guy is, to me, not having so much emotions. Like, I definitely, people be like, you emotionalist, right? It's not a flex. It's a character flaw. I think it's a character flaw. So I'm saying that because this whole passport bro movement, I feel like it's cap. It's not that many people with that flaw. Now, y'all know I've dated. I've went on dates with beautiful women. I've dated working girls. Not dated working girls, but I've been around working girls.
You just said you dated working girls, but you've been around. Which one is it? Did you date working girls or you've been around working girls? All right, you kind of double speaking right now. You just said you did. So when you're dating working girls, you're dating a woman that, you know, looks at the world in a particular way. All right. They're not going to look at the world the same way as a woman that gets up, busts her ass for like, you know, $100 a week. You know, it's a super different mentality. So your mentality might be skewed a bit if you've been dating working girls. That's what you said. I'm just saying what you said. You can't say I was dating working girls and go back and say, oh, I've been around working girls. No, brother, you dating. It's all good. Like, you know, we can see through the, like, we can kind of put the picture together. You know, you go into foreign countries, you're not speaking the language fluently. So we definitely can understand that, hey, you're there for a short time, not a long time, for a good time. And, you know, you dating who's available and who's convenient. But when you do that, don't try to act like, you know, this is the mentality of all the women in said country when you do that. All right. What up, D May? Shout out my man D May with $1.99 super chat. But yeah, my man was kind of double speaking right there. All right. Like I said, if you keep, you know, when people mention passport bros, you know, in that negative connotation, you know BMT gonna come at you. So it's all love at the end of the day. Like I say, I see Zoe, I'll shake his hand, but I'm gonna point out, you know, I'm definitely gonna point out what you're talking about.
Right? I've done it all. And even when I date a regular girl, she's too skinny, she's too muscular, she's too fat. I'm a super critic, you know what I'm saying? I'm very, very, very particular when it comes to like making somebody my girl and making it serious. That's why y'all really haven't seen Zoe with a real girlfriend. I'm super critical, and I have the nerve to be critical. I'm an older guy, but I am who I am. And I consider it a character flaw. And it's always been that way. Women throughout my whole entire life says you're emotionalist, you're cold, you're not affectionate enough. I've got this complaint my entire life. Beautiful girls. And I don't get attached. You know, I don't get attached. I can literally say I've been traveling around the world for 6 years. And out of all of the beautiful women y'all see me with, I have not got attached to not one of them. There's not been one of them that I just couldn't just walk away from. There's not one of them that pussy with me or nothing, which is a character flaw. I would say it's a character flaw. And I've spoken to and been around enough women that guys are taking them to different countries. Guys are spending money on them. Guys are sending them money every month. So I feel like this whole passport bro movement is capped and it's dangerous.
I'm still trying. I'm a little lost right now. Like you're individualizing your own personal experience, and you say guys are flying girls out. That's an individual thing. What does that have to do with the passport bros?
If you are not an emotionalist, or
somebody says Zoe lost his favorite chica. That would seem like. Like,
dudes be getting caught up. There's no way that the average guy is going to be with these beautiful women in Dominican Republic, in Colombia, in Brazil, in Thailand, in the Philippines, that you could never really get in America. The average.
that's cap, man. To me, that's cap in a statement. I mean, it's beautiful women in North America as well. In some cases, maybe in some cases, but listen, man, you know, the average individual, the average guy has dated a beautiful woman or two. Beautiful women are like the biggest freaks in the world. It's not rocket science, bro. Like that whole, you can't get him in the States and, you know, trying to make it seem like, you know, getting a woman that's over a 7 is just so impossible. Come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Like it's not rocket science, bro. You know, yeah, women in Brazil and Colombia are beautiful. I think the biggest difference is because most guys are dating the baddest women in their 20s and 30s, right? You know, you get a little money, get a little bread. I think a man's prime is anywhere from I would say 30 to maybe 45, somewhere around that range, depending on how you take care of yourself. Of course, you got, you know, different dating apps and everything like that. But for the most part, the biggest difference that I see is there is no age shaming overseas, right? And that's what the guys really don't talk about like that. Like most guys are dating women 10, 15, 20 years younger than them. In some cases, 30 years younger. I was talking to a Thai chick and I asked, you know, because I'm older than her. And I'm like, I'm a little older than you. You cool with that? And she's like, oh, yeah, my ex-boyfriend was like 56. I'm like, damn, you 26. Like, and you dating him for how many years? Oh, like 4 or 5 years. So it's just a normal thing. So yeah, like I think that's the major difference is that guys are able to access women pretty much in their prime years versus in the States, it's like the norm for the girls to kind of run around and kind of ruin themselves to a certain degree. You know, get babies out of wedlock, you know, rack up numbers, you know, girl parties, girl trips. And by the time they like 35, they kind of bruised, battered, got a lot of emotional and, you know, sexual traumas and everything, and they really can't, you know, by the time they hit that age, they really be batshit crazy 9 times out of 10 and very delusional. All right. So that's one of the bigger differences.
This guy is no way going to be involved or have sex with or have a date or have kiss the lips of a girl that beautiful, and the average guy is not going to catch feelings. You're lying, because I speak to a lot of girls that I dealt with and deal with, and it's passport bros that's in love with them. It's passport bros that's sending them money every month. It's passport bros that's getting jealous of them being in videos and other guys' videos and so on and so forth. So
what's make them passport bros and just not average men, bro? Like I say, like how you know these guys have a passport bros membership card or something? Are they showing you this? Like it seemed like this was going on before the coin of the phrase passport bros. We were talking about Western Union poppies all the way back in 2017, 2018. But what you do with your money is your business as a man, right? You know, and guys be sending money. You know, they might not admit to sending money, but guys be sending these girls money. You know, that Western Union line is packed, you know, every day in Sasua.
I think this movement, I'm one of the realest dudes in the game. Nobody talks about the things that I talk about. They'll act like it's great. Oh, we travel around the world and we get all these bags of missing women. Cap. 99% of the passport bros or people who represent that, they ain't got no girl. They ain't with no woman. They ain't locked nothing down.
Now, this is the thing. Some guys will keep their personal relationship off of YouTube. You know, everybody is not with the, you know, going around vlogging with their girl. And that's if you do that, that's cool. I like watching those vlogs, actually. You know, I enjoy seeing a guy, you know, from, you know, the States, you know, with the channel, and he's, you know, showing, you know, giving us information. He got his, you know, his girl from Brazil. Like we all know we like seeing beautiful women in these videos. But that's not for everybody. Some guys have to keep their personal relationships offline. You know, I'm one of those guys personally. Like I'm talking to a young lady right now for the last couple of months. I might put her on YouTube, I might not. You know, I put different women I've talked to and dated before on YouTube. But, you know, you kind of putting all your business out there, especially if you still got relationships from the past that you still might, you know, still be involved in. So that's just not for everybody. That's not everybody's swag. Like my channel really is more like podcast based, informational based, more inspirational. I want you guys to get overseas and just see, you know, what we're talking about for the most part. But I will say this, man, you know, being overseas, you know, being a so-called passport bro is a great alternative to the BS in the Matrix, regardless. And you know what? I was thinking about this, brothers. It's actually a beautiful thing for a man to be able to fall in love again, right? That's a man's superpower. Because believe it or not, in all honesty and transparency, a lot of women cannot fall in love again. Their petals have been plucked. They don't even know, because a lot of women don't know how to self-reflect and heal from previous relationships. But the beautiful thing as a man is that you always are able to, you know, meet a new woman and get those butterflies that's in your stomach like you was 16, 17 again. And that's the beautiful thing, that you have the ability to love again. All right. Now, women can take advantage of that, because remember, the number one way women get achieve wealth is through marriage and divorce. All right. So they can take advantage of that. But if you're one of those guys that just love to be in love, all right, then who am I to say that's the wrong thing? Who am I to say, you know, to judge this man for falling in love with a working girl within 3 days in a bar or something? Hey, you got one life to live, brother. If that's what you want to do, by all means, do it. All right. Shout out my man, Love Crossing Borders, Andre, Love Crossing Borders. Another passport bro that's married. That's another thing. Who's doing these stats? How do you know that these guys aren't in long-term relationships? Do you assume that they got to put their wives and their girlfriends on YouTube? Like I said, that's not for everybody. But let's continue with the video.
They might be Captain Saving a hoe. They might be sending money. They might be trying to put the girl on layaway.
So put the girl on layaway. I like that.
But I'm saying it's a dangerous game. If you're not a cold dude, if you're not an emotionalist dude, it's a dangerous game. There's no way you're going to be around that. Y'all seen some of the girls I've been with. And y'all like, they've commented, I don't know how you ain't fall in love with her. This or what happened to this one? What's happened to that one? And it's not because I'm proud. It's not because I'm trying to flex. I've always been that way. I've always been that way. My wife, you're not affectionate enough. You're not emotional enough. I've always been that way, no matter how beautiful the woman has been. I've gotten pussy whipped once in my life, once. So I do know that it exists. But being pussy whipped is not the same as the other things, falling in love, and being in lust, and all these other things. So I'm just saying, don't let these guys soup you up and think that you're going to travel around the world. You're going to be around some of the most beautiful women that you've ever seen. You're going to have sexual encounters with some of the most beautiful women.
These sound like all good things, personally. He's really promoting the passport bros. I would love to travel around the world and have sexual encounters with beautiful women
that you've ever seen. And you're not going to catch feelings.
So what if you catch feelings? So what? That's normal. Catch feelings. You got one life to live. It's better than sitting in the States in your apartment, one bedroom apartment, right? Right. So what if you catch feelings and you fall in love? That's normal. You're a human being, bro. Everybody ain't got to be the Terminator when it concerns of romance. God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't see how that's dangerous. You know, I think it's pretty dope to be able to travel overseas. My first experience in Brazil was the best experience I had in my life. When I tell you, I was, attracting women just in the airport, some of the most beautiful women I ever seen in my life. Okay. 10, 15 years younger than me, beautiful, affectionate, curious. Okay. That's a beautiful thing. I don't see how that's a negative. I also don't see how that's a negative, personally.
It's guys that are jealous. It's guys that have come out later that, oh, you've been simping. You've been sending money. You jealous. Oh, she's on another dude's video. It's impossible for that God to make that many cold-blooded dudes.
Now, real quick, Zoe is correct about that. Zoe is correct about that. I've had guys, and that's why I be careful about who I put on my channels, bro. I usually don't put girls that I know out there in them streets on my channels. I always, mess with if you see my channel and you see my vlogs, I'm dating those women. Those women don't have that sketchy past, right? They just regular women for the most part. But he is right, because these guys might see a woman in a video and they'll, message you, hey, bro, you think you can take the video down? Yeah, that's my girl, and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, bro, she just dancing on the beach. That's your girl? Like, what are you talking about? So he's right in that sense.
It's impossible that y'all not going to catch feelings, or you have a character flaw, because you should be catching feelings. I don't care if she's a working girl. I don't care what. I don't care if she got 2 babies. I don't care. There's no way that you guys are that cold. And I know it's somebody, yeah, that's cold, because I'm that cold, for lack of better words, not because I want to be, just because I've always just been that way. I'm not even giving credit to me having game and me being a pimp and all. No, it's a character flaw that I have always had before I started traveling. And I doubt that most of you guys have had that character flaw. So be careful with what these guys are selling you about. Traveling around the world and having the finest women, you gonna catch feelings.
Hi.
So what if you catch feelings?
Since it's your first lesson, let's discuss your goals with English.
She suggested.
And if you in the red light district, you're gonna catch feelings for a chick in the red light district. Everybody fronting like it ain't them, like it ain't gonna happen, and everybody's sitting on the side making comments over.
All right, let's do a poll real quick. I gotta do a poll. Hold on, let me pull this up. I want to do a poll. Who in this chat has caught feelings for women in a red light district? See, I hate when they move everything around. Some StreamYard. Hold on. I want to do a poll real quick. Let me see if we can do a poll. Give me a second. Let me put this poll up. Fam. Why is this all over the place? Hold on. StreamYard loves flipping everything around for some reason, man. Just keep everything the goddamn same, StreamYard. Okay, hold on. Let me start a poll. How many guys, let me see, have you fell in love with a pro? All right, I just put it that way. Let's see. Let's start the poll, family. Here we go. All right. Let's start a poll. Oh, I can't vote my own poll. Y'all going ham in this poll already. Hold on. Hold on. 73% has said no. 74%. Why don't you let me see the whole thing? Hold on. Let me see the whole thing. All right, we got 25% says yes. Okay, maybe Zoe is right. Hold on. So 25%, 25. Hold on. This is interesting. Hold on now. Damn, I didn't mean to pause Zoe looking like that. Hold on.
It's your turn. It's not your girl. Why do you think it happens so often? I've seen videos about guys falling for girls that was 304s and dudes clowning them and calling them a simp. It's a dangerous game. Don't get sucked into this passport bro thing, thinking that you're a winner because you're a passport bro. I don't catch feelings. I catch flights. Not everybody is built like that.
Listen, if you are a passport bro and you traveling the world, all right, extensively, if you're living overseas, in comparisons to guys that are sitting there miserable in the States, you are winning. You're winning just by being overseas. In general, do you know how many people would love to be overseas, bro? Do you know how many women that on my Facebook have contacted me like, hey, what you doing out there in Thailand? Can I come out? Will you show me around? Hey, I want to visit Colombia. I'm talking about ex-girlfriends, girls from high school, girls from college. They all, hitting me up. They want to be overseas with us. So obviously we're the ones winning.
Not everybody's built like that. I know there's some guys that's built like that, but there's a lot of guys perpetrating the fraud, as we used to say back in the. I'm a little older than y'all, so y'all might not know perpetrating the fraud. That's what we used to say. That man perpetrating the fraud, and there's a lot of guys claiming to be passport bros or international travelers who's perpetrating the fraud. They are catching.
But name these guys. Who are you talking about? Who's perpetrating a fraud? What's being a fraud? Are you saying that guys are dating women or paying for women and putting them in it? Like, I'm still confused.
Catching feelings for these 304s. They are catching feelings for these working girls. They are catching feelings for girls with children and the whole nine.
But you said previously in the video, Brother Zoe, that you was dating working girls or you've been around working girls. So if you're dating a working girl, that seems that you have some sort of feeling for that particular girl since you're dating her. All right. Shop my man at your wife's house all day. Good morning, BMT, J. Clyde, Ronan Chat, and Passport Bro app game. The Passport Bro movement is showing men that they stand at life, travel tourists versus residents 2025. All right. Somebody said, did we just see J. Rollo catch feelings? Saint Nick says there's plenty of guys falling in love with 304s. Come on, be on BMT. Man, if you want to fall in love with whoever the hell you want to fall in love with, that is not my business. All right. Got to go to Germany and try not to feel Rio and effing. Are you effing serious? All right. All right. Fly out Chase says Zoe made a lot of great points, especially when they used the argument to X on women in the States about wiping up 304s overseas. All right. That's like a personal thing to me.
I'm just listen. If she dated a dude I know, if she was never working girl, I can't do it. You dated a dude I know. You know what I'm saying? If a chick has sex with a dude I know, I don't want her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her. I don't want her. I don't care if she a 304 or not. It got to be somebody else. I'm just like that, and I know there are some guys like that, but I think the average guy is perpetrating the fraud, thinking that, acting as if he don't care, that he don't have feelings, that he hasn't got attached to some of these girls in these international countries.
But what's wrong with getting attached to some of these girls in these international countries? What's the problem? I don't see the issue in that.
I'm telling y'all, be careful of what you watch on YouTube. These dudes is perpetrating the fraud. And you've seen guys have these little confrontations with each other over women.
I don't know of any guys on YouTube having confrontations over women personally. I know some Facebook group. Now, on Facebook, it goes down. You know, it was a particular Facebook group. I'm not going to name them because they kicked me out the damn group. They kicked me out a lot of Facebook groups. And I found out, you know, while I was in Rio, that they was beefing over a little Mavs chick, about 4 or 5 of them, and they all fell out. You know, we had this great, magnificent movement over there going on in Rio with black men, and the guys that were leading the, you know, the group, so to say, fell out over a pro, you know, pro that be at Mavs doing her thing, you know. Matter of fact, they was calling me back and forth, you know, going at each other over a pro. One was living with her. It was all types of janky shit.
You never see me with a confrontation with anybody over no woman. You know what I'm saying? And dudes see me with joints. And y'all ran after joints I had on my video and smashed them after me. Y'all never saw me hating on y'all, or saying derogatory things, or telling a girl something derogatory. I don't care. I'm effed up that way, that I'm not saying there's nobody who could get me, but on average, I'm cold-blooded, not because I want to be, not because I think I'm a player, and I just happen to be flawed that way. And if you're not flawed that way, you better be careful, because you're going to get caught up out here. It's your big uncle. It's your big boss, Zoe. I'm always hitting topics that you guys ain't never talking about, because I don't even know if your mentality or your mind can decipher what's going on. the way somebody say, oh, he's immature. You're like, you kidding me, dogs? I've been mature my whole life for my age. I see things that most people can't see. I can express and interpret things that most people cannot. That's why I gave the Sunday sermons and things like that. People cannot even articulate. The average guy cannot even articulate the things that I think of and see, and I'm able to express in word form. So it's your boss, International Zone, one of the realest dudes in the game. And I touch on topics that nobody mostly touches on. Everybody tries to paint this picture that traveling around the world is great, is grand, it's your best option. But women are women, you know what I'm saying? And men are men, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of wars that have been fought over women.
Are you not entertained? Okay. I mean, he had some valid points towards the end. I can't disagree with that per se, for the most part. All right. Shout out my man Roland the Traveler in the building, the Dominican Pesos. Shout out to you, man. I was hollering at your boy MAB yesterday. He had mentioned you. Self-sabotage brings down every ideology. Why would he attack the passport bros? I have always had a lot of respect for this brother. I thought he was with men freeing themselves. Yeah, I thought so too. Zoe kind of double talking in this one, man. But shout out to my man Zoe. Like I said, I just wanted to point out some of his talking points per se. You know, he was kind of double talking a little bit, dissing the passport bros. I don't know for what reason. You know, we've had podcasts and shows where we discussed it, and he says he understands it in one word, and then next sentence he's dissing it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Excuse me. Let's get back to this poll. What we're looking at on this poll. It looks like about 25% of you guys in this chat have fell in love with a lady of the night. I got my man International Zoe. He's actually in the chat. Zoe, if you want to come on, you're welcome to come on. But if you're busy, brother, I definitely understand. All right. I think that's his first. I'm trying to see if you said something previously. All right. All right, let me see this poll real quick. We had about 25 to 26%. So a lot of you in the chat have actually fell in love with working girls. That's interesting. And that's interesting, guys. I didn't know it was so many. I would have said 10 to 15%. But, hey, you like it, I love it. All right. All right, what is Zoe talking about? Shout out my man Jay Clyde, the building. All right. Pariah 79 says, I don't think he's talking about everybody, but BMT, you got to agree that some of these crash dummies who move weird, be claiming passport bros, be making the movement looking messy. Most of the crash out artists don't claim to be passport bros. People label them as passport bros as far as I know. Right, Andre. Zoe can only speak for Zoe. You're absolutely right. International Zoe says, it's not about you, BMT. It's in general, and you generalize the name and term, and now you have to defend it. Well, yeah, I coined the phrase, so I'm definitely going to defend it. But it grew so massively, man, I can't control certain elements of the popularity of it. Like, guys are going to, make their definitions of it and put it on YouTube. It is what it is. Like, if you put Passport Bros in your title, you're guaranteed at least 1,000 to 2,000 views, right? Even if you're a small content creator. If I was a small content creator, come out of nowhere, I would use Passport Bros in my title too. All right. Greg S. Define working. A lady that that makes her money entertaining men. Love Crossing Border says Zoe has been on Passport Bro attack for a few months. It's to each his own. Cortez says, y'all need to stop lying. The crash outs overseas are random men who don't even know Passport Bros. Exactly. I was with my man MAB. I was showing him around. He had a Passport Bros t-shirt on. And just by him having that t-shirt, he was getting so much love, you know, from guys just walking down the street. He's like, oh, you a passport bro too? Oh, we get that shirt from him, bro. You know, he's dapping everybody up and everything. He was like, man, I see a lot of guys with these t-shirts on out here. So, you know, being a passport bro, it's a cool thing, bro. There's many definitions of it. Jet Blast says, tuning in late. According to AB Dubs, I look like I fall in love with a loose bra and simp, but I never fell in love with a chicken like that, knowing she entertains other dudes. Like my man Andre says, to each his own. To each his own. Drew, don't mention that dude's name. You know, you say his name 3 times in the chat, he might pop up. All right, let me drop a link. Let me drop a link real quick. All right. Let me drop a link if guys want to pull up and chop it up. Damn. Andre says, wish I had one t-shirt. I got you, man. I can swear. We gotta get you a t-shirt. I gotta send you a t-shirt, bro. All right, JW says, did I drop a link? I think I dropped. Did I drop a link? Let me see if I can drop a link again. J-Dub says, I don't know why people are complaining about what Zoe is saying, but won't talk on the black men or crash outs that call themselves passport bros. Who are these? Can you name the content creators, JW? Do not put J Rello, because J Rello has already said he's not a passport bro. Okay, he's just an individual traveler. Who are these content creators? Right? Yeah, they don't name names. Nobody names names. Nobody names names, man. Let me check on this poll real quick. Hold on, let me check on this poll real quick. Where we at with the poll? All right, we are at, damn, did I just miss the poll? Okay. All right, so look, it's 25. So a lot of you, 1/4 of you, have fell in love with ladies of the night. Okay. All right, somebody says NYC the Future. NYC the Future claims to be a passport bro, or is Razor Rays labeling it passport bro? That's another thing. The content creators will label certain individuals passport bros, but when you look, you know, when you look into it, these individuals do not claim the passport bro ideology. All right. My man is Jay Clyde. When you call names, their fanboys come at you. All right. The same passport bros Zoe has interviewed and or promoted Jay Rello and Tom Young. Neither one of these guys, you know, Tom Young, this is the passport bros. He's not claiming passport bros. All right. Speaking of that weirdo ladyboy lover, and I might find a clip. Let me read this comment real quick by my man Zoe. Zoe, you're welcome to pull up, brother. I'm not attacking passport bros. It's the subject matter that has to be directed somewhere. The name passport bro is generalized for male travelers. Now it's hard to detect who is and who is not, who is considered one or not. Okay. I mean, it's just a popularity of the term, man. Like I've been watching, and shout out my man Jay Clyde. Jay Clyde sends me everything, but you can literally be watching something that doesn't have nothing to do with traveling. All right, and it'll be a celebrity or it'll be a podcast or something, and these women or guys will mention passport bros, and sometimes they say something positive, but most time they say something negative. And I have no idea. I really think it's the black male orientation with the passport bros. You guys don't understand, man. The world watches Black American men, the entire world. And believe it or not, a lot of people be in their feelings about Black Americans in general. All right. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my Africans in the chat. Shout out to my Haitians and Jamaicans and everything. But we know, just in general, when we do something, it gets out there. We're very popular culture. All right. You know, people listen to our music. People watch our videos. I could be walking in an alley in Thailand somewhere. I'm going to hear Biggie. I'm going to hear Tupac. All right. So they got their own little subsector of people that love and embrace hip hop. So the world's watching us for the most part. And a lot of people feel like Black American men should be the brunt bearers of everything bad, broke, dysfunctional, sad. We got to be, doing videos with guns and beefs, and so when they see something that's a little different, that's being introduced to the, what you call it, the lexicon of different things. In America, you're not a rapper, you're not an athlete, you're on some travel gang stuff, you traveling the world. For some odd reason, people getting their feelings about that in general. So whether you don't see yourself a passport bro or not, just being a single man traveling the world, people getting their feelings about that for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Jet Black says, I didn't hear Zoe's whole message, so I'm not here to knock him or back him. However, loose women in Southeast Asia are better behaved than loose broads in the West. That's been a big topic of conversation too. I say this as one who don't like them loose, okay? But yeah, speaking of the little lady boy lover, the Tommy dude, I actually ran into him. Not Tommy, because I got two, Tommy, Kiki Chicky, that's my dude. But Tom Young character, I actually ran into him at my view bar. And it was so funny, man. Dude was just so weird. Dude was just so goddamn weird. So, I'm with my boy Danny Flight Madness, my man MAB. And as soon as I approached the dude, I noticed that I'm being recorded or live streamed, right? And I know he has the sneak cam glasses, what I call them, the creep cam glasses on. So I approached dude. I'm just like, basically saying like, are we good? Are we going to be, is it going to be an issue with us being in the same location? Now, I know I got into my little incident a few months ago. Shot my man Bobby World. He was there. But it was just more of a, just to kind of like checking the temperature type of thing. Because if I have issues with someone, I'm always going to approach and be like, hey, man, are we good? Because everybody's having a good time. It's my man TMI's birthday or whoever. So I'm, here to kind of just, show him a little support and adapt him up. And it was a little tense. I would say maybe he thought, he was a little scared or whatnot. But the funny thing is, right after, he posted a video and he said that I was checking in and all this, and we got to check in with him. I'm like, bro, that's not how that went. That's not how that went at all. But it just, these YouTubers, man, it's hilarious. Yeah, he's still running his mouth, bro. All right, Big Mike says, according to you, there's nothing negative about passport bros can do. I didn't say that, Big Mike. Big Mike, pull up. You want to pull up, pull up. Let me drop a link. They are all positive. What a hypocritical thing to say. Big Mike, pull up. You want to pull up, Big Mike? Pull on up, bro. You got something negative to say? Pull up. Okay? At your wife's house all day. Yeah, it's weird being like live stream because I see off my peripheral, I see the little dude, filming and what I'm saying? He's all smiling and anticipating the fight. He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, we just, just two men having a conversation. Well, one man having a conversation with whatever Tom Young, claims to be. Gregor says, BMT, you're a passport, bro. You need to settle down soon. Why is people so worried about me selling it down? All right. So ain't nobody pulling up tonight. Okay. Damn, Greg throwing shots. Let's see. Check out this poll one more time. Try this poll one more time. 23%, 77% say no. All right. Oh, I got my man Andre Love Crossing Borders in the building. What's good, my brother? What's good?
What's up, brethren? What's up, brethren? Hope you're having a great morning.
Man, you've been doing your thing, man. I don't watch the shows live. I always watch the playback, because the time
I appreciate that, man.
like that, man. But you've been doing your thing, man.
I appreciate
that. I be tapping in. You be going off. I'm like, damn, what you going off on today?
because I have to say this. Let me put it like this in regards to Zoe. Zoe is correct in regards to the mentality of a lot of us aren't ready for this this journey of having a passport and going to other countries and make themselves more susceptible to being easily falling in love with somebody. Like I always say, there are some dudes have never had pretty ussy before. They've had plenty of ussy, but they ain't never had no Brazilian pretty ussy. And then you got another group of guys that have never been around, for example, the Asian community. They're from Chicago, and it's not a large Asian community in Chicago. A lot of brothers are from Cleveland, a lot of brothers from Kansas. So it's not a large Asian community. So now they go to Thailand and they see, or the Philippines, and they see these attractive women, and these dudes don't know how to, maneuver in that atmosphere. All they see is beauty. And then when yeah. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Looking all delicioso.
I thought Passport Bros weren't married, man. What's going on?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Rumor has it, but rumor has it. But so I have to agree with Zoe in regards to that, and that's why a lot of times on the show I try to prepare men for like we just did a show on let her go. If you got a girl in the States and it's not working, sometimes you might want to let her go, or even a woman in another country, let her go so you can go. So when it comes to the mentality, I have to agree with Zoe 100% in regards to that. But I do believe that the percentage, I have to agree with you in the instance of based off my experience, the guys that I've spoken with, the places that I've been. I haven't been to as many places as Zoe, but I can attest to this: the pool of men that are falling in love with these pay for plays is so small, minute. I mean, you really have to be reaching when you sit back and you say, well, there's a lot of guys. No, there's not a lot. There's not a lot. There are some, but it's not that many. If you line up, like we said, you just put the poll up. You said, okay, it's in the 20 percentile of the dudes that are up in here right now. So I can understand that. And I would have thought it was lower too. But at the end of the day, a lot of these guys, like going back to what I've said before, a lot of these guys fall in love with these women because they have not been around that type of culture before. So they still see these women as exotic. I wasn't tripping on Colombianas, for example, because all my friends, and I moved to Florida. I was living in Florida for 20 years. I mean, for 15 years. So all my friends were Colombian. I mean, all of them were Afro-Colombians, Machista Colombians, Venezuelans. So I wasn't tripping on Venezuelan women. Why? Because I was already around them. I wasn't even going to black clubs. I was going to salsa clubs. What's my point? There are guys like you from Atlanta, because Atlanta is a mixed culture, even though it's predominantly black, it's still a mixed culture. So you're not moved on seeing sisters with bodies and curves and like a lot of other brothers are. But there are brothers, man, we have to admit, and that's going back to the mindset that what Zoe was kind of alluding to. There are a lot of brothers that really ain't mentally ready to be out here like that. Right. They think they are because they got a passport and they got a complete. Go ahead.
But you think, Andre, that it's more so because it's not just because we got beautiful women in the States, right? And a lot of men at some point have dealt with a beautiful woman. Is it because they're so beautiful, or is it because they're so feminine? Because I think even for me, when I went to DR, and even though some of these girls were, of course, ladies of the night, I was like, they very feminine though. You know what I'm saying? Like they cook, they clean, they listen, like they're very feminine. So I think that might be what some of these guys might be falling in love with, because a lot of guys have never even experienced that. They've been around masculine women their whole entire life.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I made the statement in regards to both, because when it comes to you're 100% when it comes to that femininity, that think about it. The pay for play, that's how she draws the men because she's so feminine. I mean, think about it. Remember when we first started traveling to these countries, it was not just the intimacy, it was called the girlfriend experience, where she got up, she cooked, she cleaned, she would show you the city. I mean, you got so much for that little bit of money. She would show you everything. Sometimes you even meet the family. And so you had the girlfriend experience at that time period. Now that's kind of simmered down, but the ladies still know to sell that femininity to where if they do pay for play in the States, it's more like a business transaction type of feeling compared to in these other countries. So I have to agree with you in regards to that femininity. True, 100%. So that's what I'm saying. I had to agree with Zoe. With the guys aren't ready in many instances. Not making them. This doesn't make them bad dudes. It's just that they haven't been around those type of cultures, and so not only just a culture shock to be in that country, but to be dating those type of women. Some dudes ain't. My first girlfriend was Asian. Shout out to Lisa.
Okay.
So I was. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't even with a sister first. My second girlfriend was a white, blue eyed. Shout out to Wendy. So
Man,
then the sister came third. I was a traveler, so I was out there in them streets. So first girlfriend was like when I was like 16 in Detroit, and because you have to realize also being in Detroit, you're more prone to run across a Middle Eastern girlfriend as well, because most people don't realize if you don't live in the Middle East, you live in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan is the world's largest population of Middle Easterners outside the Middle East. So if you don't live in Kuwait, Jordan, Iran, Iraq, you live in Detroit. Of the 9/11 guys that they caught, that they captured, 5 of them ran back to Detroit, and they captured them in Detroit. That's how many Middle Easterners there. So we're so used to being with Arabic women. We're so used to being with women from different cultures and different locations. It's kind of like it's nothing to us. But I have to, like I said, a lot of these guys mentally, and it's not like I said, it's not like they're locked in their closets or anything. They just haven't had exposure to certain cultures. Even with brothers haven't had exposure to some of the African sisters. So when they get to Africa, they kind of romanticize this pay for play that's in Africa, or romanticize this Afro-Brazilian sister, or romanticize the Afro-Colombian sister. You be like, no, dude, this is really just a pay for play transaction. But for some guys, you can't tell them that. They really think this is real love based off of what you just said, the femininity. And the femininity fooled these guys into believing that this is a real thing, and it's not.
Good point. All right, we got the man of the hour who just pulled up. What up, Zoe? Don't be mad at me, bro. Don't be mad at me. You know how to come back at you.
Yo, Aaron, you already know, man. It ain't that serious for me. And I think a lot of times people take everything I say a little too serious. It's food for thought. Is the other side of the coin. And it's just my perspective. And I have to use the title Passport Bros for interest and to generalize, because I am generalizing. And it's the best terminology to generalize, thanks to you. But it is what it is. And I just want to say that I'm just trying to bring up the point where that this is something that happens, and this is something that's not talked about. You know what I'm saying? It's looked over. And I just want to bring it up for discussion. And I'm glad people are able to have the discussion. And you know what I'm saying? I know you got the fan Passport Bros, it's your brand and all that, but it's not, of course, it's not about you. And I'm not referring to you. I know how you get down. I know how you move. I know how you operate, but it's the terminology that's used. And so I'm going to use it. You know what I'm saying? It's not directed at you particular, but we all know that this is some of the things that happen. And I know it from the guys that it's happened to, and from the girls who has explained to me that it's happened, that I see it happening. And I'm just saying nobody's talking about this.
Actually, I talk about it every other weekend. Because I agree with you. I talk about it every other weekend. Go ahead, Aaron. My bad.
Yeah, I think we're just lagging a little bit. But no, you make some valid points, but it's just the fact that you're like labeling certain people Passport Bros. I'm gonna give you an example. Like we know in Pattaya that they have specific buildings that guys jump off and commit suicide because I guess they fell in love with a Thai woman and she did whatever, broke his heart and everything. Now, when you say dangerous like that, I understand. Like some guys couldn't handle it and they went, jumped off roofs and all that. So I understand that part of it. But for the most part, most passport bros coming from these inner cities, man, they not too game goofy. At least I thought until I did the poll. The poll showed differently. The poll said 20-some damn percent. I was shocked by that.
And yeah, you shocked off the poll, and the poll ain't being 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's people who probably did that won't admit that they did or haven't realized that they have. Mm-hmm. So if you got the number that high on the poll, where I'm saying it's probably higher than that in reality. You understand? So it's high. It's higher than you thought, and I'm pretty sure it's higher than what is stating there. But at least there was some people honest enough to get it to the 20s, 20-something percentile.
I thought it would be like 10%.
Yeah, not me. And when I say danger, I don't mean it literally. I mean people fall in love. They think it's easy. They think it's sweet out there. They think they're going to travel the world and it's going to be good. It's going to be sweet. And there's a whole other part that they're not considering. And that's all I want to bring it up for them to consider and, have it in the back of their mind, whether they listen to it or they take heed to it or not. I said it. You know what I'm saying? I like brother here said it, he said it too. It's just not being said enough. So I just added to it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it leads to more discussion about it. But it's not that serious. But I'm gonna say how I feel about it. Dudes, I seen dudes run after girls in my video. I seen girls get taken out the game. I seen dudes get played for their money. Dude calls me. Another dude tells me the whole story. Another dude seeing a girl, he just helped her build a house. This happens all day. And I'm just saying, nobody's talking about it. They're talking about the good things. Way more they talking about the whole scope of what happens. And as travelers and as content creators, I show enough good too. So when I want to talk about the cons and not the pros, I'm going to talk about that too. That's all.
Okay. So, but in concerns, what's the difference between a man getting divorced, losing his home, having to pay alimony, child support, and sending money overseas to a chica or something? Like, you're losing money regardless, right? Whether you're in the States.
Yeah, but it's another thing. It's another thing to marry someone, and that's your intentions. And it's you can be tricked in the States too, right? But when you're going overseas and you getting sold this dream that is better there, right? From what you're seeing, what you're assuming, and you find out that it's not the case, and they just as tricky, and the same things can happen to you. And dudes be falling for girls. I mean, come on, dudes be falling for girls before they meet them. They meet chicks online, they send in the money, and it's just there's another side to it. And it's not all we traveling around the world and we winning, we smashing joints and they feminine and fit and all this. It's I just gonna keep the other side relevant as well. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you think it's better options overseas than in the States?
I think there's more. I think there's more.
Don't do that, though. Don't tell the truth, bro.
Hold on. Now, there's certain things. There are pros and cons. I think there's more options. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But better in what ways? You know what I'm saying? Better. There's difficulties too. It's better that you can open up the age bracket, right? There's better. Some of them may be more traditional, but it's not better because most of them can't really help you financially. You know what I'm saying? That group gets shrunken.
Women in the States
right?
can help you financially.
No, but women in the States got jobs. You know what I'm saying? They might not want to help you, but it's another thing to not want to help, and it's another thing to not really be able to help economically, right? Then there's language and there's culture. These are all things that shrink the pool. So yes, there are things that open up the pool overseas, and there are things that shrink the pool. But I would say for sure, you got more options overseas. And Their mentality is different. Things are a little spoiled in America, for sure. For sure. Things are a little rotten in America, for sure. But I'm just saying, just because you're getting overseas doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to win. And when I say win, I mean win with relationships and the women. I don't mean winning in general. I mean winning with relationships and women in general. That's all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the other side of the coin. That's all. I've already
Okay.
expressed the good things, and we all have. We already expressed and stressed and shown and highlighted the good things, but let's, you know, keep it real too with the other stuff. It's
I
like
think
don't attack it because it's brought up. You know what I'm saying? It's still my opinion, and there's some proof that these things happen too, but nobody's saying nothing about it. That's all.
Okay. I mean, when you say dangerous, I think it's more dangerous, like as far as like getting robbed or something like that. You know what I mean? Getting drugged. I think that's dangerous in the past with bros. But falling in love, that might not be a bad thing because some men ain't never fell in love before or haven't fallen in love in a long time, and they just might want that feeling back.
Well, you know how they say fall in love is a dangerous game. I don't mean it in the, you know what I'm saying? Danger is used in a lot of ways, but it's dudes who get taken for theirs, right? Falling in love because she beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I never had a beautiful girl like that. She tell me she loved me. She playing you the whole time. That's what I'm just trying to say. You know what I'm saying? And that part could be dangerous. And that's why some dudes, some places do kill themselves.
Bro,
you know what I'm
they be
saying?
jumping. It's shocking to me. They be jumping off rooftops and shit.
Yeah, but
it's
there's dudes in the state who kill themselves over women or put themselves in so much danger over a woman, right?
There's a lot of guys locked up because of women, bro.
Like
Exactly.
that white boy, like that white boy in Bogota. You know, got 47 years for deleting that female DJ in Bogota last year.
Oh yeah.
And something happened.
47 years.
Something happened in the DR not too long ago too, where the dude killed a girl. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to catch this comment real quick by Drew. He says he did the math on it. If you would take BMT subs numbers with 27,000, if we take 25%, you must be a math major or something. If we take 25% of that number, that is over 6,700. I think that's about 1,300 guys divided by the top 5 tricking spots that have fallen. Okay, that's a lot of math, Drew.
That was funny.
Drew was doing this calculation. He was over here like this. Wait a minute.
But, and I'm not just talking about
Drew.
I wasn't just talking about 304s. I'm talking about in general. You know what I mean? It's guys who dated regular girls and didn't work out either. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
know if you saw that list on Facebook.
Married overseas is divorced too. You know what I'm saying? I know some on the way of getting married too. You know, I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, if you
not as sweet, all I'm saying is not as sweet as everybody making out to be all the time, and just here's the other side to consider.
Well, Zoe, I know you've experienced this because you talk to a lot of women, you've interviewed women, but when you ask them questions about their previous marriages or relationships, you'll see it'd be crazy as hell too. Like relationships are, you know, like
in America or overseas?
No, overseas. Like these,
you know, women that guys are running into, I think a larger portion of them have never been married. They might have children, but they've never been married. You know, I don't even see it as big as in America with people getting married. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Colombia, South America, but
you're coming across for the most part younger women, younger single women. For the most part, that's what you're coming across. Unless you are really there looking for a wife, which most of the guys are not. There's a very small community of guys who are actually going overseas looking for a wife.
Hold on, let me do another poll because I disagree. Hold on, let me do another poll.
Come on, man. Come on.
Get another poll in the chat. I gotta put another poll in the chat.
Dogs.
I think guys looking for something serious, bro.
Countries, they're not looking for no wife, man. You don't need to do a poll on that.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta do a poll.
There's a small percentage actually, I'm going to get on a flight and I'm going to, first of all, you got to want to move and live there. You got to want to learn the language and the culture. That's a whole lot of commitment. And for you to say, I'm going to go through all of that just to marry a woman overseas, come on, man. You know most of these guys are having fun. Let's be honest, Aaron.
I mean, yeah, it all depends, bro. It all depends.
Ain't no all depends. You know that number is like, now then you're going to get 90% to 10%. You're going to get that.
Are you looking for a wife or a freak? Let's see.
Guys are just looking to have fun most of the time. Most guys are going to enjoy.
I think that's an initial thing. I think that's an initial thing. I think right. I agree with you on the initial. I've noticed that guys come down and initially, like in their first few years, and I'll say years, I'll put it in years. In their first few years, a lot of these guys are initially trying to figure out which country, which culture, which type of woman, which woman I want. And I agree with you. In the first few years, I would say up to even the first 5 years, a lot of guys be on the party, let's have fun bus, right? And it looks so like it's a mass amount because the passport bro movement is still new. It's in the Black community in its infancy. So it seems like a lot more guys, which is true, are still going through their newness of everything. You know, you've traveled a lot of times. BMT has been some of everywhere. You know, brothers like Austin and myself, a lot of guys have been to several different locations. So we're not moved like other guys are. But I think because the passport bro movement is still in its infancy, even guys that aren't passport bros, just Black men with passports, and even many white dudes, it's still kind of new. But I really believe that because I'm running across a lot of guys off camera that are in solidified relationships, and I mean a lot of guys that are married. I know guys that came down here on pay for play, and I see them a year later and they're married to somebody that's completely opposite, that has a full-scale career and a master's degree and all this, and the guy is like, you know, Mr. Home. That's why you ain't seeing me, Drake, because, you know, I just kind of like chill at the house, man. Man, I thought you was going back to the States. Nah, man, I just be at home, dog. I'm good. So it's starting to have a turn, but a lot of times you just don't see those guys televised. You see the other guys get on, you know, on YouTube, but the guys that are in solid relationships in DR and in solid relationships in Thailand, a lot of those guys don't have cameras. But I can't agree with you. Go ahead.
Facts. Let's be honest. When you're at immigration in Cartagena or in Medellin or in GIG or in Pattaya, 99% of those guys are there to have fun and go home. Okay.
And so, I said, I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no guys getting married, but in comparison, you know what I'm saying? It's like 95 to 5%. That's all I'm saying. I know there are guys getting married.
I can agree.
There are guys who change eventually. But when you get off the plane, or even when you're on the plane, depending where you're going, most of those guys are just going there to have fun and leave. And I know it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're only there for women, because they could be there for the whole experience, but they're there to visit and get out of there. Not to mention some of those guys got girlfriends and some of those guys are married already. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the weekend warriors, though. You talking about the weekend warriors.
Guys been married already and don't really plan on getting married again. You feel me? So the number is a big discrepancy in that number and that narrative that.
And then you also have to consider, Zoe.
Yeah.
You also have to take in consideration the guys who were the whoremongers and the sex pats that kind of like tried. It's easier now for the sex pats and the whoremongers to kind of like hide under the umbrella or behind the umbrella of passport bro. They could easily throw in a t-shirt that at one point in time, because whoremongering and traveling and sex pats have been traveling for the longest. You know, like since the 70s, they've been doing it. And since, but they, you know, it was shame to, you can wear a t-shirt around that says I'm a sex pat from other countries or I'm a whoremonger, but now they hide under the auspices of many of them. I'm a passport bro, knowing that they really aren't passport bros. They're just sex pats or week like my man Aaron just said, weekend warriors. And we're not defending the passport bro movement in the sense of that everybody is wholesome. So like I said, 99% of what you're saying I agree with. But what I do see is a lot of guys are trying to hide under the umbrella of passport bro, but they out here wilding, doing some outlandish stuff, and then to make a video go viral, they'll throw passport bro on the title, and now all the women in the States and many of the men in the States think, see, look, there's another passport bro, he got. That dude has never claimed to be a passport bro. That dude that happened to was a sex pat, but they try to put it under the umbrella of passport bro, and then the sex pat movers don't say anything. They don't say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not a passport bro. Every once in a while, like you said, Jay Rillo, those guys will say, that's not me. But a majority of these sex pats and weekend warriors, they're not going to say that they aren't. They're going to walk around with Aaron's t-shirt on. They're going to meet Aaron. They're going to meet Richie Mack. They're going to meet all the other brothers and take a photo and pretend like they're passport bros when like you said, Zoe, that for the most part, they're just coming down here to have some fun. So are they really passport bros? Because the passport bro movement is not just about, you can't be a passport bro based off of what Aaron defined it, and other founders that Aaron worked with had defined it as more than just the women. Now, if it's just about the women, then you a weekend warrior or a sex pat or whatever it may be. But if you're a true passport bro, there's a lot more on your totem pole other than just the women. And a lot of these guys don't have anything else on their totem poles. So they can't technically be a passport bro based off the definitions that Aaron and I forgot the other brother who had a YouTube channel that kind of like coined the term.
The problem is that y'all defined it as that, but the general public doesn't define it as that. And someone who might not even know those definitions may still consider himself a passport bro. 1, 2, he's going to get called the passport bro by somebody on the outside. You know what I mean? So the definition you guys has and the banner you guys fly is not a universal banner, where some people, they don't know all of this. They think if I travel, I'm a passport bro. And people who look at them traveling say, oh, you one of those passport bros. So that's why I use the terminology, because that's what everybody is saying. And even though I know y'all have expressed what y'all consider a passport bro, but how you going to tell somebody who don't even know y'all that he's not a passport bro if he considers himself a passport bro? Or if his sister sees him traveling and says, oh, my brother's one of those passport bros. That's the whole thing. It's so many people who consider themselves a passport bro, or somebody else who sees them traveling considers them a passport bro. It's hard to distinguish it because there is no real boundaries. It's not like
Andre, you got to give him the sound effects for that one. He right. You got the sound effects, Andre?
Yeah,
that's why.
He's 100% correct. I agree with him 100%.
You're right.
I'm not talking about you, Aaron. And that's why when I use the term analogy, I'm not coming at y'all. I'm just using the terminologies that everybody everybody now understands and considers. That's the only reason why I'm using it. But I knew this was going to happen, and I said it a long time ago. Can it be fixed? We don't know. A lot of work it could be, but a lot of work will have to be done. A lot of PR are going to have to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me check on this poll real quick. We are at 55% are saying they are not looking like a wife, but 45% say they are looking for a wife. So it's almost 50%. So 45% of guys are looking for wives.
But then you have to also put it like, are they looking for? Because some guys aren't looking for a wife, but they may be looking for somebody that's serious, or maybe 2 women or 3 women that they could be serious about. So I would quote it like, are you looking for somebody?
But let's be honest.
Are you looking for like a serious relationship? That's
if you're going overseas and you're not staying, what do you really have? You understand? You have a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? If you're not there, you don't know what she's doing. You're still expected to send money. You're still expected to call, and she could be buttering you up the whole time. And baby need new shoes, or and you sending bread, and she's with one of her fellow, men back there or whatever, you know what I mean? Or it might be two of y'all, you know what I mean? So if you ain't moving there, if you're not moving there, you ain't got a girlfriend, period. If you're not staying there, you ain't really got no girlfriend. If you ain't going there every month, you ain't really got, if you're not putting no significant time, then do you really even have a girlfriend? That's all.
All right, let me get a super chat by Proto J 4789. $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says, just told a Thai chick enough is enough. I'm out. Andre was right. There are women out there who aren't a good fit for you. No more bad deals, gentlemen. I worked hard to be able to travel. All right. Shout out to Proto J. Appreciate the super chat, man. What you saying, Andre?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. And I oftentimes on the show I don't talk I'll show videos of American instances that have taken place, but I'll always make sure that I wrap it around, globally, from a global perspective, because what happened with a woman in the States could happen also to you with a woman in another country. And so a lot of times I talk to dudes as if, dude, I know you're going through some heartache because you know what happened with your Thai girl, or I know you're going through some heartache right now because that Tanzania chick kind of hurt your feelings, or I understand. So I'll talk to guys from a global perspective, because it's easy to sit back and say, well, I know that American sister hurt you. No. You can get hurt in another country too. You're going to have to vet in another country. You're going to have to be wise with your actions in another country as well.
Dominican women.
Don't think just because you left the United States that you don't have to be a man of standards. Like everybody knows what my statement is. What's the difference between a river and a flood? A river has standards. A flood doesn't. She can come into your life, flood over your life, tear everything up, and leave. But but standards keeps a woman flowing like a river. She can't go any further in and out of your life with any way that she wants to. She has to follow the standards. So I tell men, if you're gonna have a passport, you got to have some standards. And just like Zoe was saying, if you don't plan on living there eventually, do realize this. I think this is the part that they romanticize, Zoe and Aaron. These guys fail to realize that these women are human. They've got human desires. They've got human needs. They've got human wants. So if you have no plans on being there on a regular, to where if she got them needs that you could go ahead and take care of business, if she wants to build something solidified, she could feel like she could build it with you. If you can't do that, like one brother that I used to listen to come on YouTube, and he said he had a girlfriend in DR. He was sending $300 a month for 3 years, but he had been in DR for 2 years. I'm like, wait a minute, you sending $300 a month, but you hadn't been in DR in 3 years. But yet you want, right? But you want this person to be. You don't want this person to be human. You want this woman to be superhuman, with no needs, no desires, no wants. You want her to watch all her female cousins get a hug and a kiss from their boyfriends and husbands, but you don't expect that woman in DR to ever get one. So I have to agree 1,000%. If you're not going to live there, dude, that ain't your woman. That's just your turn, in all sincerity. If you have no plans on really eventually building something, I'm telling you, her being human is going to tear it down. She's not going to, oh man, I can't believe she did that to me. You should believe that she did that to you. You should. She's a human being. And these guys keep putting these women on these amazing pedestals that these women never asked to be put on these pedestals because of their beauty. And they never told these dudes, listen, I'm a human being and I can fall down off of a pedestal.
Yeah. That's a good point. Come here. Real quick. Jay Clyde says, you better have a plan to stay there, visit very often, or move her to the States. Go ahead, Zoe. What you gonna say?
Right. They call layaway brides. Guys think they can send money and it's gonna hold them till they move there, till they get there. They really think like, yo, I send money. She gonna wait for me. Nah, dogs. She gonna accept the money, but she gonna keep it moving too. I'm trying to get some more light up in here.
Okay, that's a good point.
I know a dude, Aaron, brother down here, man. He down here in Cali. He was sending money to a pay-for-play chick in Cartagena, literal pay-for-play, fell in love with her. She came with the old, he came with the old, how much do you make per week? I'll pay you that. He's sending
Right.
that money every week as if he's the only one. Do you know that she eventually took that money, not even a month later, she took the money that she was getting from him every week he was sending that money. This chick had took pay for play on the road. She moved to Spain. The last time he saw her, he sent me the photos. She hemmed up with two Spanish white dudes in the same bed. They flip it upside down.
Oh.
With the money that he was sending her, she moved to Spain and took her pay for play on the road. She was like, dudes, I can get more money for this coochie in Spain. And she went on the road with it. And the person that told her about it and sent him the photos was her sister. Mom, and check it out. Mom and dad was in on it. As long as he was sending that money to her, my American homeboy, mom and dad made it seem like she was already still in Colombia, made it seem like she was in school. And the older sister was like, I'm not down with this. And the older sister was the one that sent him the photos, the videos, and everything. So these dudes literally do be falling in love with pay for play.
Or even if she don't even gotta be a pay for play and still play you. You know what I'm saying? Just because a girl don't do pay for play doesn't mean she still can't be a scoundrel. You know what I'm saying? They got those regular girls who might have, it still could be a scoundrel. So it's not even based on that. You know, it's just, hey man, just keep all that in consideration. It's not always greater.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man.
Not always.
Yeah, man. I mean, it all depends on the individual. You know, some brothers got it to give, man. You know, I got a homeboy who's a lawyer. He owns like some real estate out there in, I think, somewhere in Texas. I ain't gonna name the city, but he be calling me, man. She want $5,000, Ferris. You think I should send it? And I'd be like, no. But he's already a millionaire. He does it anyway. And I'd be like, bro, you gotta stop trying to turn these girls into entrepreneurs. Yeah, she said a nail shop. She want to get out the game and do a nail shop. I'm like, bro, they all say that. But some guys just got it to give. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. So
yeah, but it's still, even if you got to give, it's still a strategy to that. You know what I'm saying? You can still do that in a certain way to make it more beneficial for himself. Like
I have talked so many dudes off of that clip.
Invest that money into the parents and be like, listen, you know what I'm saying? They'll keep them on the right path for you. Be like, here, this is money in it for you and money in it for her. Because you got money to burn, you might as well spend it the right way.
So do you think there's a specific culture of women that's a little bit more loyal than the others?
I don't know, man. Women are women. I think it's an individual thing. I will say this, in my opinion. I think there's a culture of women who are given the option, they'll take it. And I think there's a culture of women who, given the option, they'll take advantage of the option. If you know what I'm saying. Like, if some girls is on a hard time and you offer to help them, they'll show appreciation and loyalty. And there's some of them who won't even be on hard time, but act like they are just to take advantage of somebody. And they'll keep taking. And not only will they just keep taking, they'll continue to ask for more. So you should be able to see those signs. People got a heart and they might want to help somebody out, but you got to realize, you know, when you're being taken advantage of, and you got to listen to your friends when they say, yo, sounds like she's playing you to me, homie. Because I know they all got friends who say, man, that girl playing you. You know what I'm saying? If you think you're getting played, you've been getting played. For real.
That's a good point. I want to give a shout out to my man Jay Moss with $2 super chat. He says, shout out to the Outers, LOL, Nah, Good Live, Andre, and Barber. I remember I had a guy who was like one of the first guys I met out there in Sosua. And he was telling me that, you know, he had a good girl in San Domingo. He was sending her to school. You know, good. Matter of fact, he introduced me to her. very beautiful, dark skinned sister, tall, one of the most beautiful women you ever seen in your life, right? And he went, you know how the guys play the little setup, right? Like they'll go to the country, they'll go to Sosua first, kind of get their rocks off, have a good time. Then they'll go to San Domingo and meet their girl and everything like that. But they won't tell their girl they in the country yet. So here comes Super Bowl, right? Here comes Super Bowl. He's walking around and he sees the girl that he's been, he put through school basically.
Right.
And he flips out because he couldn't believe. But in my head, I'm just like, well, I thought it was awkward that you was bringing her to Sosua anyway. You're like, you kind of exposed her to the Sosua thing. And then, Super Bowl weekend, you know how the island, a lot of women that don't usually be in that game on that Super Bowl weekend in Sosua, they coming.
Yeah, and a lot of girls in Sosua are on the bus to Sosua during the weekend, or Santiago, or most of the girls from that area, Puerto Plata, they coming from other areas to come get money. Same thing in Cartagena. And, in certain areas, that's the hot spot for money, and they're not from there. They're going there to get some money and stay for a week or a month or 2 weeks or a weekend and be out. So,
especially if they can crash in your Airbnb because you didn't fell in love. So they ain't even got to stay with their cousin that stay in Cartagena. They ain't got to sleep on that floor. They can stay in your double 22-inch mattress and take photos. Have you dumb enough to take photos on the balcony? And then she could post those for her next up and coming customers. She could post those on her Instagram and on her. A lot of dudes don't come on now. Let's be real with it.
They definitely don't. They live in a life.
Be having some photos in some of the nicest spots, and dudes don't be realizing you took that photo of her posing with her cell phone. She's posting that on her Tinder for her up and coming customers.
Yeah, it is. You know what's crazy to me, man? Seeing some of these girls in America. I think Trump getting everybody out now, but seeing these same girls, you'd be like, damn, somebody flew you to DC or New York. I'm like, really? Like, damn.
Listen, a beautiful girl is going to get men. Doesn't matter where she's from. It doesn't matter what she does. If she's beautiful, somebody's going to marry her. Somebody's going to take care of her. Somebody's going to attempt to save her. It's what happens. A man will meet a girl who works at McDonald's and save her. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's just, men are always looking at it from, we're going to take care of a woman. You know what I mean? So I don't know why people think surprised when it happens. It's always going to be some guys who says, I don't care what you used to do. I don't care where you come from. You're beautiful and I want you. And that's what happens all the time. Especially if you don't have these certain type of morals or certain type of things that you can't do. Like there's some people like, I could never wife somebody who did this type of profession, or I can't be with someone, but men make exceptions all the time. Might not be you, but it's going to be the dude sitting next to you.
Andre Lucky was right, man. On the next poll, are you looking for a serious relationship overseas? 60% of men say yes. 40% of men say no. So there you go, Zoe. The majority of men looking for serious relationships. They just don't want to get married necessarily.
I don't believe them.
Right.
I
believe them. I talked to enough, Zoe. I kid you not. I really off camera talked to so many dudes from around the world. No. Did you just not hear me say from around the world? A lot of dudes wanted something solidified in the States. For a man to have been divorced, that means at one point in time he was really serious, spending that $20,000 on that wedding. He was really serious about love, whether she ended or he ended it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that at one point in time, many of us men that have been divorced in the States showed that he had the mentality of, I want to do something for a lifetime. Now, whether it worked out or not, that's what caused the divorce. But it's not uncommon for men. I kid you not. I talk to a lot of dudes that's like, dude, I did the party thing. I did the pay for play thing. And they may say, I just want something serious for this year. And next year they might go back to being out there doing a single thing. But a lot of dudes, man, are just kind of like, I'm getting older. I'm eyeing for the streets. And a lot of dudes, it will amaze you that because you'll see four military guys, for example, get off the plane to Sosua. It might be one of them or two of them that's like, I'm just here in Sosua because my boys. I really got a girl in Punta Cana that I really want to go see. I know a lot of dudes that do that, man. I got one of my partners, man. He met his girl in Santo Domingo, and he would, every time they landed in, his group of dudes would land in Sosua, he would leave immediately. Now they're happily married. They got a YouTube channel. Great couple. You would never know that he initially was coming down, hanging out with his dogs. But once he found that one, no matter how many times he came down with his boys, he said, I hopped on a plane immediately going to see my girl in Southern DR. So I know a lot of, I kid you not, off camera, I've done over 250 consultations with dudes from around the world. I mean, black dudes, white dudes, family dudes, and single dudes. And for the most part, I found that most guys they ain't looking for marriage. I agree with that one. But I have found so many dudes behind the scenes when they ain't with their boys, they ain't with their party crew, and they by themselves. They're like, Dre, I'm really trying to find somebody serious, dog. I got my money right. I'm about to come down there and buy 1 or 2 pieces of property down there in Cartagena. Just how do, and so they want to know, Zoe, they want to ask, how do I do it? How do I get somebody serious in Cartagena? Because they don't want to make the mistake of either going back into the pay-for-play world because they thought this girl was a regular chick, come to find out she was in them streets, or she was a, like you would say, she was a scammer. She was a beautiful scammer. She wasn't pay-for-play, but she was a scammer. And so they're trying to find out, how do I keep from making the mistake when it comes to choosing now? Because they know how to choose pay-for-play like this. But now it's time to get serious. They're like, oh, shoot, dog, I don't know what to do. And so now I tell them, like you guys say, you got to make sure you vet the right one, take your time, be patient. Don't be coming out there with your money like you did with pay-for-play. Now you got to act like you ain't got as much as you got. Meet the family. Like I say, vet the family. My number one thing is vet the family. If ain't no wives in the family, I don't want her. I'm gonna say this again. Everybody in my wife family, on mom's side, dad's side, all of them married. Everybody's been married over 20 years on mom's side, all the way on dad's side.
Damn,
the only person that ain't married, the only person that ain't married in my wife's family is the grandmamas, because the granddaddies died on both sides. I told my wife's dad, and I tell this on the show all the time. When we sat down, he sat down like he was the mafia. He was like, and we sat in front of each other, and I said, I'm not looking for a wife. I said, I'm down here by myself. I'm looking for a family. I said, I'm vetting a family. I said, well, y'all vetting me, I'm vetting y'all. And if I don't see the type of, because a lot of times the woman is going to learn her wifehood or her femininity that's going to last a lifetime from the women who have been through that before. And if the woman that you're dealing with, I don't care how pretty she is, I don't care if she got degrees in that other country, I don't care how smart she is, if no wives and no husbands and ain't nobody married in that family, you better believe yours ain't gonna work out. So I was like, if I don't see nobody with education, if I don't see I need a bunch of jobs. This was my thing. This was my standards. I need a family on both sides with people with a bunch of jobs. Everybody need to be at work except the kids and the old people. Second thing was, I need to be in a family with people that own property. I need some car owners, some motorcycle owners, some land owners. Her family is building some property right now on both sides. I need them to own this because I need the hookup on, keep me from getting riled with real estate. So this family can show me how real estate works. But at the same time, I need a family that owns something outside of coming to me for some stuff. Then I needed to make sure some wives, any wives in this family. Ain't nobody married in how you know how to be a wife? Ain't nobody in this family that's a wife. So those are my
Andre, you talking wisdom, brother. Like you drop a lot of good game. I need another sound effect for that one, bro. Most cats don't understand that. It took me 40 years to learn. It took me like 40-some years to learn that shit.
It's a culture of marriage in the family. I get it.
No, those are my three things, man. And this is what I had to do also, Jay and Zoe. I had to learn to say no and learn to let go in Colombia to get to my wife. My wife wasn't the first person I was with. And some of you guys that got girlfriends and not married, she may not have been the first person you were with. So a lot of Colombian women, no, you smashable. I can smash you. I can smash you. I can smash you. I can smash you. I can't take none of y'all serious. Y'all just smashable. So I had to have the ability to say no to pretty ussy, because a lot of dudes don't know how to say no to pretty ussy. So I had to know how to say no and to let go of pretty ussy so I can get to the person that I really want to be with eventually.
All right.
Good point. Good point. Let me get super chat real quick. Shout out to my man Jay Moss, $10 super chat. Says Zoe and Andre salute. Had a typo last chat. Appreciate that, Jay Moss, once again. Got another super chat by Alexis McCullough with a $5 super chat.
Shout out to my man Alexis.
He's just showing us some love and support, man. Really appreciate that. I want to welcome to the show my man Uncle Jock in the building. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir.
What up? What up, BMT? What up, Andre? What up, Zoe?
What's up, Jock?
Man, look, I was watching Zoe's show the other day, man, yesterday. Huh?
Now I was just saying I was with your man MAB yesterday.
You say something? Yeah. He's always talking about you, man. I was surprised when you guys got the hook up, but that's good, man. So you still in Thailand?
Yes, sir. Still here, man.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching, man. I was watching Zoe's video, and I was like, man, it's like he preaching to the choir because, bro, that's like the number one issue that I have with a lot of guys that come over here to Cartagena, man. It's like, dude, I've shown guys pictures, I've given them all types of proof, and they still don't want to believe that she's not out there. I'm like, dude, I just saw her in the club last night. Like, everybody knows these chicks, like they're for everybody, and then they're like, well, she's going to school or she's got this business going on, and that's probably the number one thing I hate about my job. I feel like I'm crushing dreams, but I'm like, so I gotta be real, man. I can't fake it, bro. Like this one cat, man. So he tells me he got this girlfriend. I thought you were talking about the same dude in Cali, right? He's got this girl from Cali, right? I meet her. And I'm like, I could just look at her and say, like, she's got the lips, she's got the waist done, she's got the booty. He's talking about that's his girlfriend. So, I took my man at his word. I didn't know her because she was from Cali. Well, the next month, he says, well, I'm hooking up with her and my other girlfriend from Panama. And I'm like, okay. So he brings both these chicks down and they all hanging out with him. And my girl, bro, like, I don't know why all these chicks feel like they can confide in her because they think that my girl is a working girl. And she's like,
she stands to play.
yeah. So they telling me that my man paid like 5 million pesos a piece for them to come, and he rocking like he missed a big shot, and I'm just like, oh, I lost all respect for him, to be honest. After that, I was just like, dude, looking like a clown, man. Right. He's looking like a clown, man. And guys ask me, they say, oh, Jay, how can I get a regular chick like yours or whatever? I say, bro, you cannot go to the pro clubs, Delirium. Me and Zoe was hanging out on the beach one day at Hollywood Beach and expect to find anything other than a pro. And then those are the same guys that'll come back and say, oh, ain't no good women in Colombia. Well, where are you looking, dog? I mean, and I'm not saying this as a flex or anything like that. I'm just trying to let guys know that it is possible, bro. I've been with the same chick for almost 2 years. I met her, like you said, she had a job, she owned property, her family owns property, she's got a bachelor's degree, and I'm like, and she's got a car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the things, and she's got a visa to come back and forth to the United States on her own. I knew a cat, he was telling me he had a regular chick, and they sent her ass back from Mexico. He tried to take on a trip to Mexico, and they wouldn't even let her come in the country. And they're asking me, well, how your girl get to Mexico? Or how your girl get to? She has a visa, she owns property, but they don't want the working girls in these countries, bro. They don't want them. They it's like a red flag goes off when they go through customs or something, But I'm just kind of getting sick and tired of it, Guys like one guy, he emailed me last week and he's like, man, I want a regular girl. I don't like messing with pros. I was like, well, are you moving here? no, I'm just coming for 4 days. I said, bro, get out of get out of
Mhm.
my DMs, bro, with this mess, man. You're not gonna find no chick. I'm telling guys like, look, if you are just coming to visit, just have fun and go back home. But the problem I have is when you come have fun, but then you claiming her, and like you say, I go to Ron's group, man, Blue Book Cartel, and I'm seeing the same chicks that was just at my birthday party getting bust down, with this dude posting her up in the group like that's his lady and stuff, and it's just like, oh, when does it stop, fellas?
That's the danger.
Yep. Yep.
And I hate to be a dream killer, bro, but we got to start being honest, man. I'm tired of brothers selling fake dreams like the Sandman. You know, it's like, come on, let's be real with these cats. You know, and I like and guys will ask me, well, man, Unc Jay, why don't you hook me up with a sister or family members? Like, dude,
Mhm.
man, I'm not messing up my name out here in these
Mhm.
streets.
Thank
Cause I
you.
know what y'all coming down for, and I'm
Thank
not
you.
I'm not judging nobody. That's what you should be coming down for if that's you, you know.
Right.
And this thing about like passport passport bros or whatever, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, like at first it used to bother me. I just got this question asked to me. I was in my on my Facebook page, a relative, long lost relative that I didn't know, oh, are you one of those passport bros? And I was like, what that's supposed to mean?
Right.
Well, you know, y'all just go over here, y'all do this. I said, wait a minute, I'm building Airbnbs. I got businesses. I employ like 10 people in Cartagena and taking care of 10 families. What are you talking about? Like, to me, my definition, passport bro is just not one entity. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's a combination of different types. Everybody travels for different reasons. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I don't knock the guys that go play for play. I mean, I may indulge every blue moon, you know what I mean? But I don't. It's like now, man. I'm so disgusted because I see the same chicks with different dudes. They holding hands, and the dude's trying to convince me, you know, that that's his girl, and he buying air. One dude buying air conditioners, the other dude buying a whole house full of furniture, and I'm like, this is crazy.
And dudes be falling in love. I'm just saying,
Real love.
if you're a guy with emotional and fall in love, you know what I mean, this just be careful. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of guys are not can't put their emotions to a side and look at what's really happening. Everybody is
Absolutely.
not a cool dude with a level head when it comes to women. You know, a lot of dudes fall prey to women, backstab their friends, and
Facts.
dude that don't have money
Facts.
to help out his boy will fly a girl somewhere or pay a girl's bills. And I'm just saying, these are even more beautiful girls than you used to getting played by, man. So it's even easier
Exactly.
for you to get played by these girls who are just so pretty. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, they're not as rough around the edges as some of the American women. So that plays on you as well. You know what I'm saying? They definitely
Yeah.
sweeter or less confrontational as American women. So that's going to play on you. You know what I mean? And they're
Mhm.
going to tell you what they need to know. And they're going to tell you that they need help. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that empty refrigerator pick, the IV and the R, bro. Like I don't understand it, man. How these guys fall for it, you know. And I call it like we did a show one time, the allure of the Latina, and bro, I mean, it's just it's almost like now that I've been down here and I got a it's like I can take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like. And they get mad at me because I'd be like, nah, I'm good. You know, I'm just hanging out at the club with my guys. It's like when me
Right.
and you was posted at the bar, so when you came through or whatever, it's like, man, I wasn't thinking about them chicks, bro. It's like it is what it is. But some guy, I think what it is, man, the beautiful, let's say the top 10 chicks, like the eights on up, right? I just
Right.
don't think that most guys can bag those type of chicks. And I think it's worse now with social media because now, man, any chick that's bad, she can just start an Instagram and she gonna have 60, 100,000 followers. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We gotta work for that shit.
Facts.
But them,
Facts.
they ain't gotta do nothing but post, you know, beautiful pictures or pictures of their butt or whatever. And for most guys, that's not obtainable. And I try to get I'm like right now, man, I am on a mission to try to show guys a different type of scene here in like Cartagena. Like right now, I was actually going to reach out to you, Andre, because I'm going to be in Cali next week because I'm doing like a bus tour right
Oh,
now all over me and my girl, man, and we having a ball, bro. But I really want to just introduce guys to stuff other than just them two places. Like, man, here's some nice restaurants. Here's some places to go. Like, I was actually surprised, bro, down in what's that Sand Hill, man. They got whitewater rafting. They got all kinds of stuff down there, bro. And I'm like, I'm having a ball. And you know what? I just hope that guys just see that it's more to traveling than just clapping. I'm not judging, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to clap, but just don't get caught up so bad where you thinking that this chick is your woman, because she is not. She is not, man.
You start sewing your cape on, you know.
Like underdog, you coming out the file cabinet like underdog,
bro. And like you said, one chick told me that a dude was sending her 3 stacks a month, bro. Like, I done got cool with some of them, and they be like spilling the tea on these dudes, man. 3 stacks. She showed me receipts. I was like, no way, no way. And this dude was sending her 3 stacks, and then some people will be like, well, if you got it, it ain't tricking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bullshit. No,
it's still wasting money.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro.
Money just to waste it.
Exactly. You know.
I want to super chat to my Rodney Ellison with $20 super chat. Says, "Damn, Andre, that knowledge you spot on. Wives in the family. Wish you had told me a marriage ago." Yeah, that was a lot of games.
I said this last night. I said I'm so adamant about wives or good women that are in solidified relationships. They don't even have to be married in the family only. Even if the women are in that person's family are in relationships, I say I'm so serious about that. I don't even recommend a man marry women that come from my family. I say, because ain't no wives.
Damn.
That's how serious I am about that.
Damn, Andre, you keeping it 100.
Dude, you need to watch Love Crossing Borders, man. Listen, I keep trying to tell you, you know what? You know why, Jay? Because I'm just like you. We get to a point where we've been sugarcoating it and be nice and try to, kind of let a brother know I got you. We're at that point where we're like, man, you know what? I just got to come straight forward with you guys. This is that. Because you get so tired of the over and over and over again hearing the same thing, and you're like, dude, y'all really ain't freaking listening. And so, this the other thing, Jay, we got to admit this too. And I talked to this to Andrea maybe 5 years ago, and I'm saying it to you too. A lot of dudes see what you got and what I got and what other dudes got, and they try to mimic it by just adding water, not putting in the work, not vetting. They think I could turn a pay for play into a wife like Andres. I can go to Cartagena and give me a pay for play. If with my money, I could turn her into one like J girl. They really think that we didn't put in any work. We didn't do any vetting. They really think behind the scenes, off cameras, that we just walked up to a total stranger and she just happened to be the right one with the right degrees, with the right property, with the right family. No, we had like Jay, he had to say a lot of no's and let go a lot of chicks to get to the one that he's with for the past couple of years. But a lot of you guys want to just add water and not put in the work. And so y'all see us, and I was telling Andre, I told Andre this 4 years ago. I said, you gonna mess up YouTube for a lot of dudes. And she was like, what? I said, because a lot of dudes gonna think that all they got to do is add water. They ain't got to put in the work that you and I put in behind the scenes before we started YouTube. And they think, oh, it's that easy. And so they're gonna try to make pay for plays and end up in disappointing situation. They're gonna end up in situations like Zoe said. I call them beautiful bottom feeders. They want to date beautiful bottom feeders, and they end up in negative situations. Then, just like my man Jay said, they want to blame all of Colombian women because of what the beautiful bottom feeder did, or what the pay for play did, or what the scammer did to them. Because many of these dudes, we just did a survey, 60% of these dudes want to solidify relationships, but they don't want to put in the work that myself and other brothers that are off camera, my man Jay and other brothers that have really good relationships around here, they ain't trying to put in the work.
And that's what I said in the video. It's the same work. You're going to have the same work to get a right woman, a beautiful woman with good quality, it's the same work you got to put in almost anywhere. The reward might be better, but it's the same amount of work, same amount of vetting and all that other stuff.
Facts.
Good
Like
point. I
Zoe,
want
let
to
me
give a
ask
shout
you
to
a
my man.
question.
Hold on real quick, Jay. One of the travel $20 super chat says the amount of travel knowledge on the live is priceless. Salute to the bros actually putting in the work. Shout out to my man.
Salute to you, brother.
And it's really simple, right? So, fellas, if y'all see a chick on a boat, what's the first thing you're gonna think?
She's a good
Who
quality
paying for the
woman.
boat?
if she's got the picture on the balcony, what you guys are gonna think?
Who paid for that
Somebody paid to get on that
hotel?
boat. That's right. Somebody paying for
You know
that
what I'm
boat.
saying? Like it's crazy, right? My girl been living in. She's 52, right? I'm 55. She's been in Cartagena her whole life and had never been on a damn boat to the islands until we met. She had never been to Central at any of the restaurants until we met. Locals don't do that shit. You know what I mean? But when I see a chick
Good
with
point.
all her pictures are on balconies in a G-string, but you trying to tell me this chick is a regular chick? Like, bro, a regular chick got more respect for herself. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, man. I mean, is it lucky or is just my radar antennas up? Because she's never dated another American before me. Was married for like 20 something years, you know what I'm saying, before we got together. Her kids, man, her boys are older, so they're all gone, but they love me to death, man, treat me like a king or whatever. And I'm just like, wow. But I know a bunch of her friends that are like that. But dudes like they like you said, they want that chick that's out there, all the surgeries and all that other crap or whatever, man. But you sharing her. I mean, like I said, I can't believe some of the emails that I get. And I know
We're not gonna be pulling 8, 9s, and 10s like that, man.
no.
You twice say age and you pulling 8, 9s, and 10.
Bro.
I'm not that lucky. You got to be doing something. You got to be
Right.
offering, and
And in the States, in out around the world, usually when you got an 8, 9, and 10, she got some type of mental issue.
Absolutely.
Or, she insecure, she jealous, she got daddy issues. So a lot of times 8, 9s, and 10s physically in my life have been some of the biggest headaches that you've dealt with. Biggest headaches.
Facts. Yeah, guys be like, what's the price, man? And I'm like, the price is not the same for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Zoe, every time I see him, he's suited and booted. You know what I'm saying? Got the polos on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, keep him saying he's out. I think when you were down in Cartagena, man, you were walking every day. Trying to take care of yourself. But some guy, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but man, you 500 pounds. And then you come and you talking to a damn 10 and you wonder why she getting your ass out of there in 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then other dudes, they have to kick them out, because they want to soak up your air conditioning. They want to soak up, the spot that you're staying at versus sleeping on the floor, So I just think a lot of guys feel like they don't have to work. Okay, just because you're an American, that automatically every woman wants you. That's not true. And every woman in Colombia does not want to go back to the States.
No.
They love their culture. I mean, as Andre, you're married to one, so you know how they love their culture and their family.
Yep.
It's true.
We visit, but she is adamant of not living there. We're looking at other countries. She said we'll go here, we'll go there. She said she came to me about Africa the other day. So
wow,
she's coming to me about every continent but North America.
All right, guys, I want to mention this poll real quick. I asked, would you wife a working girl? 84% said no. 16% said yes.
That's a lie. Lies.
You think it's more?
I think it's way more, because I've actually, you know what, behind the scenes, I've talked to guys. I was like, man, if you felt like she was truly out the game, would you go? And be like, hell yeah. And then they'll try to make an excuse of, well, all of them really working women because in the States, they want your money and here. I'm like, nah, dude, you cannot compare.
I literally just had this conversation with a guy, Jay. I literally just had it. That's what he was telling me. I was like, nah, it's not the same, bro.
We all pay.
No.
We all pay.
Be for real. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying keep it a buck. And
Keep
I
it a
think
buck.
keeping it a buck, way higher numbers. Dogs. I seen plenty of girls on my late night thirst, wifed up, or shorties from the beach, wifed up.
Facts.
What's that, Andre? That's the soul music.
You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. Fat dude.
Hold on.
Women to approach you. What they get?
Yeah.
They sitting up there like this.
Andre Cloud.
Uncle Spender said it's high.
Diabolical.
Definitely higher.
Man.
I mean, it's a blind poll. So it's a blind poll. I don't see why they would be lying, bro.
I ain't gonna have no problem getting married. I ain't gonna have no problem getting a boyfriend. They know that. They know from example. Shoot.
Good point. I want to give a shout out, man, for the sponsor of the show today. Quiet Storm DJ with $100 super chat. Salute BMT.
He be showing love.
Zoe, Andre, Uncle Jay. Dope discussion amongst the panel. Passport Bros for life.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of ex-paper plays with rings on their finger.
Right.
I see a lot of I've met a lot of because you know you meet the ladies down here too that you think they're regular ladies. You be like, what do you do? Well, I own a health spa. And you're like, wow, how long you been doing that? And you couldn't find out it's a white dude that married her and he purchased the health spa.
Oh yeah. I mean that is big in Thailand. So you know that for a fact. That's big.
Yeah.
All these girls with shops are husbands, ex-husbands, boyfriends.
Yeah,
you know,
them dudes in Bahrain be coming with that bread.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Matter of fact, man.
In all fairness, though, do you think that it could be a situation where a woman may be done with the game? Like maybe she's aged out, 38, 39.
I'll say this.
And she's ready to lead the game, and that might,
I'll say this that I notice. When it comes to Thailand, in particular, I think the girls there, their goal is to get out and get a boyfriend and get a man. That's their goal. And when they're offered that opportunity, a lot of them jump at it until it's over. Whereas in other places, Colombia, Brazil, they ain't worrying about getting out. They like, I'm having too much fun, making too much money,
meeting too many people. They're able to be in the different hotel rooms. You get this lens. They're able to be in different hotels every other day. They're in your villa one day. They're in somebody else's condo. They're in somebody else's Airbnb. I mean, some of these guys don't realize I said this the other day, when you're telling a female to stop doing pay for play, there's a lot that goes along with it other than the money. A lot of women they got into pay for play not only because of the economic situation, but a lot of them was out there slinging it in high school. Mm-hmm. So somebody told them, girls, if you're throwing it out there, you might as well get paid for it. So that aspect. And then we got to be real. Some of these women going back to barrios and favelas, they're going back to, zone in Colombia, zone 1, zone 2. She's sexy, but she's sleeping on a mattress, and her son is sleeping on the bed. And so now she got all these clients. This client is in one of the nicest Airbnbs in the city. Some of these dudes are in Cartagena taking these women to the Intercontinental, to the Hyatt. She ain't never in her lifetime would be able to go to those spots. But because she's in the pay for play game, she realizes I'll always, for the most part, have a decent bed to sleep on if I can keep some clients. And then the other aspect of it, some of you guys take them to some nice restaurants that the average Colombian dude and the average Thai dude cannot afford to be taking them to. So now you taking this pay for play. She gets to meet different guys from around the world, get her English better, have her money out of control, also sleep in some of the thickest Posturepedic mattresses in the city because you got her in her bed because you guys don't know how to get rid of them. You got to have them overnight. So she's sitting up there snoring. in the
Can you
bed.
blame them?
I can't blame her. And that's why she's not leaving. So when dudes say, "Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna get out the game?" No, she is not getting out the game, and I don't blame her.
But some of these chicks, Andre, make more than doctors. My girl's daughter-in-law makes $1,200 a month as a doctor. 8 years of school.
Yep.
And the average chick can go at least, let's say, 3 times a day. $300 at $100 a pop. Some guys pay more, some guys around that. I mean, that's doctor money. Yeah,
Yep.
more. Because they getting that in a week.
Bruh,
But this is what trips me out is that most of them have poor money management skills. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
how you making this kind of money living in Colombia, but you living like this? So I don't know what they're doing, man. I know a lot of them, man, at least in Colombia, they on that pink powder, and that messes a lot of them up, but it's really frustrating. And another thing that frustrated me when it sometimes, I like sometimes when you have knowledge, sometimes it kind of makes you a little bit sad because you know too much. So it's like you become numb to all the bullshit. Like, bro, it's like, how can I justify going out here paying 150 when now I'm hanging out with my workers and them dudes taking me to a bar down the street where the girls from Venezuela when they first get to the country, them dudes paying $20. They paying $20 for the same thing that this clown paying $250 because he was throwing money that night in the club and everything. I had a guy, man, spent his whole budget in one day. One day. He hit him at Hollywood Beach. He got one, and then he had 2 of them that night, and he was drunk as I don't know what, so I don't even know how he even performed. They was hitting they taxed him for $500, bro. And I'm just like, wow. And I could not talk him off. They were calling me Diablo because I was trying to get him away from him, man. But he didn't listen.
I just said
it's
this
crazy, man.
The exact same thing.
So
the exact same thing.
I think we got to the point that there's the other side. That's all. Brothers to be aware of it. That's all I was ever trying to say. That there's another side to be aware of that's not spoken about enough. And if you're not careful, you're gonna get played.
Yeah.
I think the brothers. I think out of all the ethnic groups, I think we like the less to get played.
Nope.
Nah.
Okay, maybe just in Thailand. Maybe it's in Thailand.
I think that, but it all depends on where you are. If it's a place where it's more of us, we the most getting played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? That's as straight up as that. And we not as cold-hearted as a lot of other cultures. There's a lot of other men that's more cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? Ask the women. They know some of them won't even mess with some cultures and men because they be like, they're mean or they're dirty or they're disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We came up with the terminology Captain Save 'em for a reason.
Facts.
Good point. That's a
They
good
love
point,
it, man.
I
don't know which one is worse, Cartagena or Thailand.
Which one is worse?
Then I'm hearing Thailand. So many brothers in Thailand now. It's like the new Atlanta.
No, I'm saying as far as what, Andre, what's worse?
As far as guys falling in love with women that you know that ain't right for you. You know, beautiful bottom feeders. I don't know who goes through more of a headache. You trying to talk to dudes or Jay trying to talk to dudes?
I think if it wasn't so far, I think Thailand would probably be worse.
You think Thailand's worse?
I think it would be if it wasn't so far away. A lot of brothers ain't got that kind of bread.
No, I think because of their Buddhist religion is not worse. You know what I mean? Like they're not as, they could do foul stuff too, but they're not as cutthroat as other cultures.
Latinas, bro. They'll cut your heart out, man. Them Latinas.
Yeah. Real. Them Christian cultures could be
Look, hey, so they get the money right. You ever see them get the money and then pray over it?
You know, I don't know what to say, but yeah,
They get the
it's all
Hail
good.
Marys, bro.
I'm just trying to tell brothers, you know, it's not all, you know, good bells and whistles, man. You just, you know, keep this in consideration, man. A lot of games out there, and a lot of guys can fall victim. So, you know what I mean? So it's not just everybody's out here having the best experiences with women and coming out on top with the women. There's definitely there's definitely a lot of guys taking losses out here if they don't, you know. If you ain't got the willpower, this game might not be for you.
All right, man. I want to give a shout out to my man Ron Saluki. 2000. Is that a yen? That might be the yen, Japanese yen. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Salute and salutations, gentlemen. Great topic. Appreciate that, Ron. Appreciate that.
Ron. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, what up, Rod? I was like, damn, Zoe killing dreams out here, man.
Yeah, I just be trying to keep it 100 with people and just talk about the other side. That's all, man.
Right.
That's
No,
it.
but you know what? We need to have people on the other side that's going to keep it real because, like I say, some guys is just all roses, whether they're dating coaches, whether they're YouTubers or whatever. And I'm not going to sit there when guys hit me up. I'm like, I'm not going to sit there and just lie to you and tell you you're going to get a girlfriend, especially when you're a weekend warrior. I stick by that, man. If you're going back to the States, you may think she your girlfriend, but she's not. And then I'll be like, look, I've even challenged some guys. Well, let me test her. Let me test her. Give me her WhatsApp because y'all know them working chicks, bro. They don't know who they get a WhatsApp to. They get a WhatsApp to thousands of dudes. I said, let me test her. No, man. Okay, you don't want to know, bro. You don't want to know.
And I get a lot of experience from it because of me doing videos. So if a girl is in my video, she may call me and ask me to take down the video because the guy who's sending her money is upset about it. And he's threatening to stop sending her money. So when I'm saying this stuff, I'm saying it from experience that, yeah, it's, and that's, of course I'm gonna say, is it a black guy? Is he American? You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. And it's resoundingly, most of the time, yes. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying, that nobody's talking about that. A lot of these guys think that the girl is theirs, they overseas, they send them the money, and you know, when they see them in my video, they be like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I recently had a Thai woman. She told me, she said, as long as I can see you once every 2 months, but we're going to be on the phone like every, you know, at least every day.
Right.
You know, if I can see you at least once in 2 months, we can work it out.
You could be my sponsor. You could be one of my sponsors.
when I had the Telegram group.
Shit.
When I had the Telegram group, right? A guy went in Ron's group and was like, man, he was like, them dudes over at Cartagena Unplugged. He's like, man, I seen my best John getting bust out in 1080 HD, man. He said it just hurt my feelings, bro. And bro was wearing it out, man. And I was like, but you know what's sad, man, is like we went to like 6,000 members in like 3 months, bro. It was just going crazy. And I had to end up shutting it all down, bro, because dudes was pillow talking, man. I'm talking about like they were falling in love with pros. And then the bad part about it is they wouldn't get mad at the chick. They would get mad at the other dude and tell the chick. And they started telling them like, oh, Unc Jay, he got this group and they putting y'all out there and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, like, why would you do that, bro? Like I had to shut it all down. I'm like, you risking my life, bro. You don't know who these chicks attached to. You know what I'm saying? And in Colombia, they would take you out for $10, bro.
That's why I said all that stuff about it's not yours, it's your turn. All that stuff about
bullshit.
You got kids. These girls are so beautiful that guys are going to fold.
They fold every time.
Maybe not you. maybe not me, but they're not talking about that. That beauty can make dudes fold, and they are folding, and they are going against what some people might say the code or whatever.
Like fresh laundry.
Ain't no code.
Nobody's talking about this, and everybody who's out here moving and shake it, they know it. They had somebody Dirty Mac on them or something like that. They know that this is what happens, man. That's what I'm saying.
Dirty Mackin is real, bro. We did a video on that, and the name of it was Dirty Mackin. And them dudes, man, they be pillow talking like crazy, man. I'm like, this is a pro, bro. You gonna throw your brother under the table for a pro? Like, come on, man.
They be doing that
every time.
Heavy, a lot.
They do.
It's a numbers game. If it's 10 guys, three or four of them gonna be dudes that fall in love with a beautiful woman.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
It's just human nature. You feel me? And nobody's talking about that. That's all I really wanted to say. Be careful. There's another side that nobody's really telling y'all about. Y'all gonna go out there thinking that y'all gonna win because y'all see guys overseas with beautiful women, and it's only success stories. But let me just tell y'all that a lot of dudes be getting played. These women be playing them. You be falling in love with a girl, and she be using you for your money, or don't really be real for her. So it's not all a win, and just nobody's saying that. I just want to say it and put it out there. Food for thought. That's all I really wanted to say.
Well, good point.
Yeah.
Good point, man. Good point, man.
That's all I really wanted to say.
We've been at it for a minute, man. I'm gonna get everybody closing thoughts. I know it's getting kind of late and everything. I'll start with you, Jay. Closing thoughts, brother.
Yeah, man. I just want to encourage everybody, man. Keep traveling. One thing that Ron and I said is that, the hell with that. We all, as black men especially, every time we build something, we always get it taken away. Back in the 50s and 60s, we were making this hot music, and then they go and redo the record, and then they make it better. You know what I mean? So brothers now, all of a sudden, because of the Pookies and the Ray Rays, they're like, no, I ain't no passport, bro. I ain't this, I ain't that. Why should we give away something that we built? You know what I'm saying? And let somebody else profit off of it or whatever. It's okay to own it because everybody does not fall in the same category. And fellas, man, look, when you come to Cartagena, just keep your head on the swivel, man. Just keep your head on the swivel. Enjoy your trip, and don't even think about saying the word girlfriend until you move here. That's the best advice I can give.
Good point. Good point. Andre?
I feel that.
Well, I already gave my spiel, man. Be a man of standards, man. Oh, did you say me?
Yeah, but you made a real good point, man. And when you said it, it hit me so hard because I wish I would have known that when I was, my little short-term marriage of a couple of years, and I realized that nobody in her family was married. And I remember I having a conversation with her dad. I sent her dad some money. She was Haitian. I sent her dad some money. Mm-hmm. He told me, he said, man, if she acts up, just hit her. And I was like, I don't know if this family the right type of family I need to be involved with. You know what I'm saying? But I was so young. I was only 23 years old, bro. I didn't have that guidance. Yeah.
She had his blessing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, man, she act up, man. She just hit her. Thanks for the money. Click. Because he didn't really raise her or nothing like that. He was just like, hey, man, she act up, hit her. So I wish I would have known that then, because I would have never got seriously involved with her if I had known to look for her family. Her brother was always bumming me for money. Her brother never had a job. So I'm sending her family bread. It's only like $100 every month, but that's still like, why am I sending your family money? I got problems in my own damn family.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I was 23, 24, bro. I didn't know. I didn't know. But I just want to say that's a very good point. That's a very, very good point, Andre.
Andre's dad retires this up and coming year. Mom retires from her job in 2 years. So because here in Colombia, men retire at 62, women retire at 58. And so mom and dad about to retire. They years ago they paid off their property. The rest of the family about to build a finca. Right now they're building a finca in the coffee region right now.
You can
upstairs
retire
and
at 58
downstairs.
out there?
So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, women retire at 58, men retire at 62
Oh, 62. I thought you
in
said 52.
Colombia.
Okay.
No, that's 62. And so
Okay.
these were the dynamics that has kept me. Dude, it could be a reason why Andrea is mad as can be at me, but she knows. Well, I've seen my mom mad at my dad. They still together. I've seen my aunties mad at their husband. They're still together. I saw my grandma be mad at times with my granddad. They're still. She's had so many examples of when these moments occur, or moments when I'm disappointed with her. Well, I've seen my granddad disappointed with you see what I'm saying? I had to have a woman that has these examples around her, because I couldn't be the only one that's trying to mold her into wifehood. I need her to had already, and her dad started teaching her how to cook for as a wife at 11 years old. This is the other thing that my man in my last statement is that Jay can attest to. You start to realize she ain't even doing all these nice things for you. That's her. My wife's brother come over. She cooking for him just as fast as she cooking for me. Her dad comes over, she cooking for her dad and her brother and for me. You dudes come over. She making a drink for me. She making a drink for you. She cooking for me. She cooking for you. It's just how her mom and dad raised her. But if that person doesn't come from that type of family, you won't be seeing those things. And then we don't see those red flags. We just think that she's so sexy. She introduced me to her mom and dad. I must be somebody. But you need to vet mom and dad just as much as you need to vet that family. I mean, vet her, because I kid you not, with her, because my wife's brother, he just finished off his bachelor's a couple years ago. My wife is finishing off her master's right now. All these things, dude, I'm not about to get played like I see a lot of dudes out here getting played. And so I said,
Andre, how old was you when you peeped that out?
I was 50 years old. I had gone through my first divorce, and I said, when I go to these other countries, and remember I said all my friends were Colombian in the States anyway, so they had put me up on game. Dude, I saw Karol G in concert in Tampa when she couldn't even fill up 300 people in a room. Now you got Karol G filling up stadiums. I saw her when she was like 17, 18. So, I mean, skinny as can be. So I've been around the Colombian circle for a long time and around the Venezuelan circle for a long time. The first Afro-Colombians I was hanging out with was in Tampa, not Colombia. And so they had put me up on what to look for from a family. And then do realize all this happened. Andre was 23. I was 50. Andre was 23. So I had to make sure if I'm gonna get somebody young, my other rule is if you go get somebody young, she got to be an old soul. She got to act like she's been here before. I don't need nobody young just because she's young. I need somebody that act like she's so old. Man, it's been times I had to tell Andrea, you do realize my wife just turned 30, but she'll be 31 this year. I told her, I say, Andrea, I say, babe, you act too old. I said, your 20s gonna be gone one day. Andrea from day one has always act like she 45, dude. She talk like she 45. She behave like she 45. I kid you not. I'd be like, girl, why do you act so old? I say, you know what? You need to go out and hang out with your friends sometime. Go hang out with your family sometime. And so now she understood and started enjoying her 20s, but she's still an old soul trying to run this, run that, run this. And I'm like, hey, I ain't got no problem with the old soul. But because I was with somebody young, I had to make sure I kept my standards because I didn't want to get caught up. So I had to make sure if I'm with a young person that I made sure that she came from a family that had already molded her into that wifehood, into that positive hood, and I also look for a woman that has ladylike behavior, not just feminine behavior. Feminine is cool. I needed a lady. I needed somebody that when I'm around a bunch of dudes, she know how to sit back and be quiet and just be that lady. And if a question is answered, then ask her. She'll answer it in a ladylike way, and then she'll just sit back and she'll just be quiet. She'll talk to your girlfriend, but she won't be talking to you. Why? Ladies don't talk directly to another man that she don't know. So I wanted to make sure, no matter how young that person was, does that woman come from a family of ladies that's married? That does the family own property? And does this person reflect that behavior in the family? And so since Andrea checked off all the boxes, educated, property owner, blah, 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 blah. Andrea's ran so many businesses. She was running businesses when she lived in Medellin. She got done with her bachelor. She just came back to Cali because her mom and her grandma got cancer like the same year. So she came back to Cali to take care of them. But all these things, and Andrea would tell me when she first started her business, she said, I was sleeping on the floor. She said, but in Medellin, she said, but you know, the business kept growing and kept growing and kept growing because she opened up, her and her uncle opened up a fruit market in Medellin, and it just grew, just boom. So they're making good money. And then what happened to our mom and dad? I mean, to our mom and her grandma. My point is, guys, is if I could leave you guys with anything tonight, please be a man of standards. Never forget what I say. What's the difference between a river and a flood? A river has standards. A flood will come and run over your life and destroy everything.
A river has a direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
flood
river has standards on both sides. Yeah. Yep.
Good point. Good point. Dropping gems, man. Like I say, man, I wish that more younger guys could hear that because it could save them a lot of time. Man of the hour, my man International Zoe.
I'm just glad, you know, that I had a chance to come up here and expand so people don't think that we against each other and I'm hating on the passport, bro. I'm not. I'm just it's still our community. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always participate in the discussions. I'll always sit down with you, Aaron, and we always chop it up. And people are like, oh, he'd be on the show, but then he'd be saying this. No, I'm just using the terminology to reach the most people. You know what I mean? And I just want to show both sides of what happens out here internationally, and that y'all need to be careful because you could get caught up out here. And I just don't think people talk about that enough. You know, if I feel inspired to talk about a topic, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna just let it flow. You know what I mean? But I'm also saying from my experience too. I'm never just going to frivolously say anything. It's based on experience. It's based on information. It's based on knowledge. When I'm saying something like that, and people don't have to agree, it's all good. But you know, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I stand by my work. You feel me? That's it.
I mean, you are a respected force in this game, man. You're a respected force in this game. So you be dropping everybody here has dropped good knowledge and information, man. Hopefully it gets out there to the younger bros so they won't make the same mistakes, family. All right, great show. We out. Peace.
Peace, brothers. All right.